It's my turn. Hey, hail and well met. Welcome to Dungeons Scrawlers. Tonight we have a very special surprise for you. I guess it's not a surprise. We've been talking about it. But we have a special DM. Lauren Urban, also known as Oboe Lauren, will be running game for us. Lauren, can you tell everybody who you are and what you do?
Hi, I'm Lauren Urban. I am the community manager for Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms, which you can find on pretty much every platform that is available. And
I'll list them all, don't worry.
But
Yes.
yeah, there's a bunch of them. Coming soon to Smart Fridge. I am also when I'm not doing that, I am a professional musician by trade playing oboe. I am also a dungeon master and DM and player on a whole bunch of shows. You might have seen me as Orkira on Heroes of the Plains or in Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms, available now on all platforms.
Thank you. And thanks for being here.
I'm super excited to be here, and I am masking my nerves with Prater about Idle Champions.
That's fine. That's I hear they like when we do that. So
okay.
I'm Erin M. Evans. I'm the author of the Brimstone Angels Saga, and I play Cecilia, who is definitely not a warlock. And I'm going to tell you about Idle Champions because I have this nice little script to read. Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms is a strategy game that unites iconic Dungeons & Dragons characters from novels, campaigns, and popular shows into one epic adventure, which includes Frida, Havilar, Mahen, and Orkira. The game is available for PC and Mac on Steam and Web, Xbox One, PlayStation, Nintendo Switch, iPad, iPhone, and on all Android devices. If you type the command at the bottom of the screen there into the chat, it will spit out a code for an Electrum chest of your very own. So get a code, put it in, tell us what you got, stick around and see what happens. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you can find out more at idlechampions.com.
Hey, I'm Rhiannon Held. I write urban fantasy under that name, and space opera is RZ Held, and I play Artemisia, half-elf sorcerer who really likes lightning.
Hey, I'm Yang Wang. I'm a writer and a filmmaker, and I play Stong Makguk, a half-orc bard who is a fierce friend and a friendly foe.
A friendly foe?
I mean,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hi, friend. Excuse me while I'm sorry I have to do this.
I'm sorry, man.
why are you quoting from episode 13 when you should be introducing yourself?
Sorry. I'm Stephen Merlino. I am playing today, not Sturge, but Aidan, who is he's a big, beefy, not particularly fit looking, but really strong, fully plated, double shielded pacifist.
Okay.
Nice.
Hi, I'm Randy Henderson. I normally play Rogar Battle Baron, a little dwarf cleric and baby gay, but today I am going to try to play a Beastmaster Ranger, my first time. So I'm sure Tasha's fixed everything and it'll be great. Here we go.
What's your ranger's name?
It's Owen McWonderfoot.
I was wondering how to pronounce that. You'll probably have to remind me more than once as we go on.
I might be making notes about pronunciations right now.
I don't know why people always have trouble pronouncing Owen, but there you go. It's not like it's Siobhan or something.
Chevron? I'm sorry, what? Is this the point where I take over the show?
It is your turn now. You are at the helm.
All
Power
right.
is all yours.
Take it away.
All right. This is mine now. Welcome, distinguished adventurers. We begin our tale with the sound of rattling bones. Or maybe it's chattering teeth, or maybe it's the hollow clink of stone dice being shaken together. Whatever the exact origin of that sound is, the camera that we're all watching kind of focuses on a pair of aged, weathered hands. They are pulling out a leather pouch that has stitched on top of it this beautiful stitching showing classic heroes in epic poses and whimsical creatures in battles and fights going on. And these old hands place something inside this leather pouch before pulling it taut with the drawstring. And as the camera pulls back, we see a human woman, long, bright red hair that's just starting to get streaked with gray, pulled back in a simple ponytail, She puts the leather pouch in her well-worn smock and stands up and ambles towards the door. We follow her outside as she leaves home, walks through a small town, very simple town, kind of a one-horse establishment, across a wide but well-worn road, and eventually arrives at one of the few larger buildings in town, a 2-story inn and pub with a sign out front that has a wolf curled up sleeping on the outside of it. She enters and we follow her inside. On the inside, it's a warm, if simple establishment. There's some scratches on the chairs and the tables, and the bar is a little empty, but is obviously well cared for. And she approaches the bartender, this imposing bugbear with smooth reddish-brown fur and a bright, friendly smile. And he waves to her and wipes his hands off on his apron before leaning over to speak for a couple of moments. And he shrugs at whatever her question is before he points one of his long arms across the pub to the 5 of you, where the 5 of you have been sitting at the Dreaming Wolf Tavern for a little while, enjoying a meal. It's been a little while since you've been on the road. You've kind of stopped for an early lunch. It's been a lovely day, but you know this is kind of the one stop along the road before you can move on to wherever it is that you're going. And while Boken isn't that nice of a town, this is kind of a nice little pub, and you've been able to get pretty much whatever it is you're eating. And so I thought, for the purposes of our 2 newer characters, we could take a moment, and why don't you let me know, as you're sitting at this table chatting, what are you chatting about, and what did you order from the bar? Who would like to go first?
Steven, did you want to take it?
Nope.
Okay. All right.
So honest. I like it.
All right. I've got my feet up on me beast. I have a mastiff that I ride, and I've got my feet up on his back. And the bartender didn't so pleased that I brought him in, but one look from the beast and he changed his mind. So I'm sitting there with my feet up, drinking a tankard of a mead, I suppose, would be a take. And
You're having a little technical difficulties.
Yeah, Randy, you might need more internet. Turn on the switch for more internet.
Owen has suddenly turned into a warforged. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me try.
If you're streaming Dungeon Scrawlers and Zoom, you might want to ditch the Twitch.
Ditch the Twitch.
That's a
Ditch the Twitch.
it's the Twitch. No,
All
wait,
right.
no.
Is that any better?
Yeah, we love
Yeah.
Twitch.
I sent for Amazon instant delivery of better. No. Better internet. Click.
The drone
No.
dropped it through
Yeah,
the
yeah.
chimney.
Yeah, got yourself a
Okay.
box of internet now and kind of dumped it out over your router, and it's great.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
It's real life magic.
So I've got my feet up on my mastiff, and I'm just sitting there drinking some mead because I like the sweet taste of it, and I'm mostly kind of keeping an eye. We have joined this fine party of folks on the road when they were being waylaid by some horrible creature or other, and help them out a bit, but I'm not sure that I entirely trust them. Mostly I'm just kind of tagging along to make sure they don't stir up the beasties too much, as adventurers tend to do, and then wander off with the treasure and leave me to clean up their mess afterwards, usually. So I figured I'd just tag along this time and make sure they don't cause too much of a problem for me later. And my good friend Aiden is sitting next to me, who I met some years ago at his cousin's wedding, actually, when I tracked an ogre who stormed into the wedding and nearly destroyed it, but I killed the beast, and in thanks he let me stay and enjoy some drinks and food. Yeah, the bride was quite grateful. I don't know what I'm just
I
like.
was impressed.
I'm just
That's
going.
good.
I'm just going. I
I
don't
love
know
it.
what
Just
I'm
don't
saying.
tell on yourself.
I love
Right,
it.
yeah.
Whatever you say is now canon, so there we
Right.
go. Yeah.
I don't. Yeah. I'm just. Oh, that's right. Right, Aiden? It's Aiden, right? My good friend of many years.
Aiden.
Hi, my good friend Aiden of many years.
And
This
Aiden,
one-
what are you enjoying at this tavern, and what do you look like for those of us who've just met you?
Aiden is a rather stout fellow with a bit of a belly, which his armor fits nicely. There's a belly to his armor. He wears battered, rather unremarkable plate mail and 2 large shields, one very fine with a big evil eye on the middle of it, and no weapons. He's bald. He's got a lot of scars on his head, which is what you'd expect for not wearing a helmet. Hello, but he just doesn't like the claustrophobic feel of a helmet.
Cautionary tale.
So
Yes.
yeah, and he's a soldier by trade. He's a veteran of many wars. He is pretty quiet by nature. He drinks whatever's cheapest at the bar. And he
Ooh, goodbye.
Lost
has
to Randy. He,
Uh-oh.
I mean,
He's-
Owen clearly went to the little gnome's room.
by the way, this Owen dude, I just met him. So whatever kind of
Well,
he
like,
wants
not
to
here.
tell story. He's a tale teller. I don't know, whatever. No, but Aiden is a human. He's looking for a partner in arms. He isn't a he's one of a pair, and he currently doesn't have the other half of his pair. Actually, ideally, he's part of a trio, but he lost his
are you
battle
looking-
partner.
For someone that dual wield swords to go with your dual wield shields.
Something like that. He's a battle master. He controls the battle. He doesn't do the killing, but he protects his friends. He hamstrings the enemies and makes things hell on the other side, while sucking up attention and damage and making it easier on his friends.
So, Artemisia, Stong, and Cecilia, you all met these two along the road.
Yes.
And as you do when traveling, the more people you have, the safer it is to travel. And they seemed pretty capable. And you've gotten in a couple of scraps, and now it seems like it's a good idea to stick together as you continue to travel. But what are the three of you thinking about your 2 new companions?
I think Cecilia has leaned over to Stong and been like, we should see if they'll let you perform, because I think we're gonna have to pay these guys, so that otherwise I think they're gonna think they stick around forever, and I don't know if we want that.
Well, Stong's gonna lean over to her over his bowl of snail and eel soup, which is a delicacy made by the lizard folk of the vast swamp of Cormier. And he's going to be finishing chewing a bite, and as he's chewing, a little bit dribbles off his mouth, and he's like, well, they seem pretty nice to me. Maybe it wouldn't be so bad if they stuck around. Do you-
Maybe. We don't know them. We don't know. Just gonna look back at Aiden and smile.
I looked at them with my true sight, and they're not doppelgangers.
I mean, I was very glad you did that, because I felt a lot better, because I definitely would not put it past doppelgangers to follow us out of Westgate and help us in the middle of what I'm gonna say was a bullet attack, but there were at least 3 of them this time. But anyway, there's other things that could be issues, but also we should pay people for their work. Unless we
That's
don't
a
have
good
to.
idea.
Well, I don't actually. You know what? I feel like Aaron said that instead of Cecilia, because Cecilia would be like, "Okay, maybe we just, we'll just leave when we don't want to be with them anymore, and it will be fine." Because you're right, they don't seem bad.
They were actually really useful in that fight.
And is it at this point, as you were all kind of side conversating, that a older human woman with bright red hair streaked with some gray and a simple smock comes walking up to all of you? You are the only people in this pub, so it's not that surprising that you've been the ones that the bartender has pointed at. And as she approaches you, she says, "I'm so sorry to interrupt your fine meal. I'm not asking for anything or a handout or anything, but I understand you are travelers along this road?"
Yes, we are going to see our friend's mom. That's where we're going.
Good to know. You're heading in that direction. Would you do me a favor, and if you happen to see a lost donkey, would you point him back in this direction, give him kind of a slap on the rear, send him on over? Bruce tends to get out of his pen, and I haven't been able to find him. You don't have to go looking or anything for him. If you just happen to come across him, he doesn't usually stray far from the road, but I'm getting a little worried.
Okay.
Well, my sister has beast speech, so she can just tell him to come back. I don't know. Do donkeys listen if you tell them things?
Literally have never talked to a donkey before.
No.
Do donkeys listen when you tell them things? And she's gonna ask the old woman.
Well, I can't speak for all donkeys, but I can say Bruce usually listens to me. Whether he pays attention is another thing, or whether he follows what I want him to do.
Those are really different.
If
All
he
right.
listened to me, he'd stay in his pen, but on a regular basis, he gets out. So, yeah, if you do find him, would you just send him back my way? I'd really appreciate it.
Yeah, we can do that.
Perfect. Thank you. If you just send him back to town, everybody here knows me. And she turns and walks out of the inn. And that's when Owen comes back from the privy.
What did I miss?
Gotta
to find a donkey.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Time stop. Need more
What,
internet.
You froze again.
Oh my god.
It's a very cold day.
When we leave, we've got a donkey to look for. How are you at finding donkeys?
Oh, I can find just about anything given enough time. Sure. So where did the donkey leave from?
Here,
And why are we looking for it?
because it's not supposed to have left here.
Okay.
Because
Naughty
somebody
donkey.
asked
We're
me.
looking for a naughty donkey.
It is just a
Alright.
naughty donkey.
Alright.
Excuse me while I change the name of this adventure to Naughty Donkey.
All right. I'm glad. All right. Glad I relieved myself. All right. Here we go. Sure. So I'll check for tracks and such.
Are we done eating? Are we gonna? Is there
Oh.
anything else that we have to do here?
It's totally up to you. I mean, would you like to hang out? You've paid. You can finish eating.
We'll just spend the first hour just extending the hangout, but in character now. No, I think we
Listen.
can finish.
I am totally here for this. Whatever you want to do. Rosark will come on over with another. What was the Stong was eating? The snail and
Snail and eel soup.
I haven't had someone who's wanted to have one of these dishes in forever, so I got plenty of it in the back if you need more.
Bring it on.
I'm gonna try your soup. You did not steer me wrong with the chili snails, so how bad is this? Is it good? Is it an acquired
Stong thinks
taste?
it's lovely, but it's also tinged with nostalgia for him.
What is the roll for? Is it an acquired taste?
Insight check.
Come on, dice, load it. Ooh, it's an 8.
It's probably because this isn't made fresh. You think?
Yeah,
You think
it's-
Rosark probably has like a barrel of it in the back. It's just there's just way too much salt. Way too much salt.
I would maybe not eat a lot of that. I don't know. You do you.
but I don't want you to get sick. So
I think before we go, though, maybe I better become familiar with this woman so that I can send her later.
what kind of familiar are you gonna?
Well,
Send her what?
you know, I think that. So then Stong would like to initiate a friendship montage with this woman.
Okay.
He and her will like become familiar with each other. He'll like tell her stories about his childhood. They'll like braid each other's hair. He'll bring out a pack of cards and they'll teach each other card games. And then they'll like intertwine their arms and like, you know, drink a mug of beer. And by the end of 30 minutes, they are now familiar.
I love all of this. Unfortunately, the woman has left the inn. And so
no.
this whole montage freezes in your mind in that freeze frame of the two of you leaping up into the air to high five each other as you realize that in order to initiate this montage, you do need to follow her out as she's left.
Oh, she's sneaky.
Do we need to chase her down, or can you just be friendly with the bartender?
I could
You already
probably-
ate his soup. That's gotta count for something.
Well, bartender, do you know who that woman was?
Oh, yeah, that's Davalia. She's just one of the people in town. There's not many people here. I mean, Boken's kind of small.
So do you know her donkey Bruce as well?
Yeah, I mean, as well as you can know a donkey.
Stop's going to like just like look at him for a moment as he like wonders the depths of what he implies there, but he's going to like ask him, so has Bruce ever run away before?
Oh, yeah, all the time. You can't keep that donkey in a pen. But he usually comes back. It must have been a while, because she wouldn't be this worried to ask around if it had only been gone for a couple hours.
Gonna make eye contact with our new monster hunting friends because I'm concerned that Bruce has been eaten. But I don't want to say that in case it makes anybody sad.
Owen meets your eyes and he's like, yeah, probably.
Well,
What's the terrain like around here? Is this are we on the frontier, or are we in the midst of a lot of farmlands?
You're pretty deep in a not very thick forest. You've been traveling along a very well-worn road. It's not incredibly dangerous, but you are kind of between two cities at the moment, which is why you've stopped in this little tiny town. It's not super dangerous. You think maybe at night, probably some relatively fearsome stuff. And, you know, for a donkey, of course, there's going to be wolves, there's going to be bears, there's going to be all sorts of stuff. But your travel so far, with the exception of the bullets that you all encountered, has been fairly easy.
Well, luckily we have a ranger with us now. So how hard is it to track a donkey?
Depending. If it just stays on the main road, of course, there's lots of horses and donkeys on the main road, so it'll be hard to differentiate his tracks. Is there anything special about this donkey? Like, does he have, like, you know, anything, any special marks on his? Do donkeys have hooves or feet? I suspect Owen would know, but I do not. I'm assuming they're like horses and have hooves.
Yeah. I just
And not like
looked at
giraffe
his feet and was horrified.
feet.
Yeah, I was just
That's
so horrified.
Yeah,
10
that's
toes. 10
that's
toes.
the monster I'm going to be throwing at you, is a donkey with human feet.
Oh my god!
I hate that you've just created that. You know, you just
They're- that
spoiler
are on
alert.
backwards. That are on backwards at that.
Oh, of
All right.
course.
And also, did the donkey have a friend? Is there another like donkey or horse in the same stable?
Not that I know of.
Oh, all right.
Just Bruce.
Could have asked him if he knew where his friend went. Oh well. All right. So, well,
Should we
speak about bloody.
go on our way and see if we can find a donkey?
Yeah,
Aye.
she sounded really worried.
All right, you heading out of the inn?
Yeah.
Yep.
Who's first out of the inn?
Well,
Steven's
Artemisia
gonna-
wants to pull Cecilia aside towards the back, so the others can go first.
Owen would go out the back door just in case there was anything waiting for him out the front door.
What is Owen afraid of?
Aiden's gonna just step out of
Odin's
the bunch.
always suspicious. Yeah, Aiden, he lets Aiden go out the front door usually because he's got 2 shields and
Okay, so you head towards what you think might be the back door. Although when you open it up, you find that it is the door to the kitchen, and you hear Rosark, the bartender, saying, I'll just bring out some more soup. And Aiden, you go out the front door?
Yeah, just gonna go out in the front door and light up my pipe and stand out there while the talk dies down and just kind of look around.
Okay. As you open up the front door, you find that it is currently blocked by a giant, majestic unicorn in all white horn right there, pretty much at your forehead. Just by happenstance of you opening up the door, you make eye contact with it. It makes eye contact with you. And in a startlingly loud voice, the unicorn says, I think I need some help.
What kind of help do you require?
I'm not supposed to be the unicorn. Help. This is awkward.
Look, casters.
Is that the name of your friends? Do you have friends? Hi,
Yeah.
hi, casters. Hi, can you help?
Does Artemisia have time to tell Cecilia the thing she was going to tell her?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we'll say it took a moment or two for doors to happen.
Absolutely. Want to know what? I feel like Cecilia hears this. Casters. And she's like, I don't know what that is.
Artemisia once asked Cecilia if she can have a word with the Mastiff, because Artemisia wants to go running, but she doesn't want the Mastiff to chase her and get Owen involved and like have it be a whole big thing. So just tell the Mastiff to like ignore like
can do
weird
that.
wolves. Okay, cool.
I mean, before you decide to turn into a wolf and take off, let me talk to it first. Do we know the Mastiff's name? Has Owen said it?
it's Culligan.
Culligan. Let me talk to Culligan and make sure that he understands not to chase, because I can tell him that. But I mean, like the donkey lady said, so there's the difference between listening and following orders. So, what is that? And we hear the casters.
Casters.
Yeah.
Is that your friend's name? Casters. Weird name.
I haven't got their names yet quite.
Okay. Well, can you
I'm
help?
telling you, he's running off. Whoa, that's a unicorn.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm not a unicorn.
What
What
are
are
you?
I'm just not supposed to be this.
Are you Bruce the donkey?
And the unicorn leans in to look around Aiden, which means for a moment, Aiden, you're like, whoa, horn, whoopsie, horn. As it's obvious that this creature does not know where the tip of its horn actually is supposed to be, and it kind of peers around, says, oh yeah, my name is Bruce, hi. Is that what I am?
Mystery solved.
Yes.
Okay. I know where there's a donkey. That's
Where?
Whoa.
What?
yeah.
Oh.
So I'm not supposed to. I think I'm supposed to be the donkey, and I think the unicorn's in the donkey because, like, I woke up and I looked and I saw what I think I am, and I shouldn't be this, right? Right?
That seems
Right?
upsetting to wake up not like you're supposed to be.
Yeah. Aren't
Owen grabs
unicorns supposed to do like special things?
I want to grab a mug and say, congratulations on the upgrade, my friend.
Yeah.
But it didn't come with any instructions, and I think I'm supposed to do like grove things.
Well, and somewhere there's an angry unicorn now. We gotta consider that,
Hmm.
or at very least confused.
Do any of us know anything about unicorns?
Roll a
think
nature
that-
check.
I think it's valuable to have a unicorn owe you a favor.
15.
The ranger got to 7.
Oh,
Isn't
wait,
it just a
25.
donkey with a horn?
Just I'm sorry,
Donkey with a
the naughty
That's what a
donkey with
5
a
gets
horn.
you. It's a naughty donkey with a horn. Is that not what a unicorn is?
All right, so I heard a bunch of single digits. Did we get anyone in double digits?
25.
Was that a nature check? Is
Yes,
that what you said?
please.
Okay, so
And 15
I,
for Artemisia.
having not
okay.
used
D&D
D&D Beyond, I'm looking at my skill list here and I see the nature thing, but there's nothing to click.
There's a
Oh,
number. Click the
I
number.
clicked the number. Okay.
Yep.
All right, where'd it go? Where does it show up?
It goes,
Ah,
A little die rolls.
yeah, in the lower
wow,
right.
that is in slow
Watch
motion.
even learn stuff. It's great.
Is it supposed to be in slow motion, this die?
No.
Probably not. You probably have to turn on hardware acceleration.
Ah,
I'm 100% serious. That's a thing with D&D Beyond with the dice roll.
Oh, there you
okay,
go.
and that's in Chrome, is it?
Yeah, and I can
Okay.
see it just popped up as an 11. It looks like.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's really funny because I just turned off hardware acceleration so I could use a program called Swank today, which will give you a black screen if you turn on hardware acceleration.
You can't be Swank and D&D Beyond at the same time. I'm so
No.
sorry.
No, I
Those of you who got
time.
exactly. Those of you who got single digits, yeah, donkey. The unicorn's just a donkey with a horn. Those of you got double digits, yeah, you know, unicorns are celestial creatures. They tend to be protectors of nature. They tend to have groves that they live in, and they're usually pretty good, decent creatures, protectors, that kind of thing. Stonk, you got like a 20 something.
25.
It's probably a really bad idea to remove a unicorn from their grove. And so a unicorn suddenly not able to do their job, that usually leads to large-scale disasters.
Guys, large scale disaster possibility.
So that just, every 10 day.
True.
What-
But today's large scale disaster possibility is right here in front of us. This unicorn needs to be in its grove.
I know, right? But not this unicorn, not the one that you're seeing, because that's not me. I shouldn't be there. I mean, I should be there, but it shouldn't be me. It should be the actual
Yeah, it should be
unicorn,
the
right?
Other you.
Yeah.
Wait,
Not
we
you,
have.
but
Can you take us to where the other you is?
Dispel magic. I mean, it might not work, but it might work, and then they just go back, and then it's
You
all
need to
good.
do it on both of them, though. If you do it on Bruce, does Bruce turn into a donkey, and then we have a donkey unicorn and a donkey?
Should
Well,
I
you
do
don't.
an Arcana check to see if.
I was gonna say you don't know for sure, so give me an Arcana check.
That is less good. That's a 13.
If there's a couple things that you think it could be, but you think Cecilia has a point that you probably need the both of them in the same spot to
Okay.
really determine what's going on.
Yeah, so we'll follow him back, and then I'll see about casting something.
Yeah. It's not that far. I mean, I don't think it's that far. It's that way, and the unicorn turns, and you all kind of have to out of the way of the horn.
oh, excuse me, Mr. Unicorn,
Bruce.
So it's been one of my dreams all my life to ride a unicorn. Do you think I could hitch a ride on you back to the grove?
I mean, I don't know. I've never been ridden as a unicorn before. Is that a good idea?
I think it's
I
a
think
great
that's-
idea.
You promise to help? You promise you're gonna fix this? Because like, all I want to do is eat grass and poop, and the eating grass is really hard with this horn.
That sounds like an
Yeah.
ideal life. We'll all try to do our best.
Okay, then yeah, sure. And it moves back out of the doorway and stands there for you to mount it. Although it's obviously doesn't have a saddle or anything, so you're gonna have to ride bareback.
Okay, Stong's gonna just like hop on up there like a little kid. He's like, oh yeah.
Bruce does go oomph when you do,
Oh no.
but seems fine. Oh, this is okay. All right. And it looks back to try to look at you. And you have to actually give me a dexterity check.
Oh god.
Don't get skewered, Stung.
Get skewered.
17.
You don't get skewered. As
Oh,
it turns
excellent.
around, it does the thing where it like throws its head back to look at you backwards, and horn towards your face. But you are quick and nimble and do not get scratched. Are you? Is that all right? Are you just gonna hold on to me? I mean, okay. And the unicorn starts to move, and it's a little uncomfortable because, you know, you can kind of grab some mane, but there's no saddle, there's no nothing, but it's moving pretty slow, so you're okay.
One hand mane, one hand horn. That's how that works, right? I don't know.
You're kind of, you know, competitive bicyclists that they have that really forward lean on the bikes. They're not just like riding a bike, but they're like racing bicycles. You kind of have to do that in order to grab onto the horn. And when you do, Bruce stops for a moment. It's like, what? Where? What? And it's obvious that it thinks that you're trying to like pull the horn in a direction.
Oh no! You just point your horn wherever you wanna go. This is just for stability. Sorry, Bruce. If it's uncomfortable, I'll stop.
Well, it's already kind of hard to see with the horn, and now I got your hand there. So, could you not? Could you?
Okay.
Okay, thanks. All right, here we go. And starts to walk at a brisk pace down the street in the direction you were going to be going anyway.
Before we take off, Cecilia is going to lean down to the Mastiff and be like, okay, so if you're going to be part of this group, and this is all in dog, so it's like, you can't chase weird wolves, okay? Can you handle that?
I'm wondering if he speaks dog.
He can't speak dog. Is he not a dog?
He's not actually a dog.
Oh.
So he's actually... Owen might just kind of be watching, amused, as you like bark at his primal beast.
Oh, it's one of those. Okay.
The dog just stares at me.
And then he'll just say, you know, he speaks Elven. I mean, he understands Elven anyway. Or common. He basically understands whatever I understand.
Oh.
So.
Well, she's gonna, save a little face and say to him in Elven, or Elven is only so good, that he can't chase wolves. Can he handle that?
Well, he'll chase wolves if, they're attacking us or such.
No, they don't do that. Just, if he's...
Oh, we've been attacked by many wolves, I can tell you.
Everybody chill about sudden wolves in the party, okay?
Especially... like if you sure, if you summon a wolf or something, we'll be nice to it.
Yes,
summoning.
Sure.
All right.
Sure.
Okay, that's
we
good
keep
to know, because I'd be kind of freaked out if there was suddenly wolves.
Oh, yeah, no, don't worry, Bruce. We'll keep the bad wolves off and only good wolves if need be. But Bruce is like not trotting or galloping off. Like we can keep pace with him.
It is very clearly walking.
All right.
And it's pretty obvious that it is an unsteady, I'm being careful because I have somebody on my back kind of walk. But Stong, you do feel like you might be able to go a little faster if you wanted to trot, gallop. It might be interesting trying to stay on top of Bruce, but yeah.
I think, Stong will kind of look down and kind of get the hint that Bruce is not quite used to this body. He's like, this isn't as magical as I imagined. And so
Yeah,
he'll
me
just
neither.
get off.
It's like the first time I rode an elephant, it was like a chiropractic adjustment. But anyway,
All right.
and he's riding his Mastiff, and he closes his eyes for a second, and a beautiful white fluffy owl appears on his arm, and he sends him off. He flies off ahead of the party to scout.
Oh,
Scout.
You got a whole menagerie here.
that's a good owl.
Oh,
Yes.
aye. He's
Okay.
a very whose line is it? Is his name, and
Oh, Randy.
One of the Bruce is named Colin Mockery. Yes. Okay, let's go.
Yeah.
sure,
All right, you're sending your owl out to scout.
out to scout.
Out to scoot.
Out to scout.
All right. Is it? Give me an idea of, in general, is it doing circles? Is it going out a specific distance and coming back? Is it looking for anything?
It's kind of doing this ahead of us, and you can travel 60 feet, and we're probably going about 30 feet, something like that. So it's got a little bit of it gains and gains and gains on us a little bit until it's a good 100 feet in front of us, and And occasionally I'll just kind of close my eyes and check out what it's seeing. And
Okay. Go ahead and give me a perception check for whose line is it anyway. Whose line is it? Whose line
whose line is it?
Whose
Okay.
line is it?
Whose line is it? All right. Perception, right. I can roll on the little thing, can't I? That's a good one, actually. So
Ooh. 30.
Is that a nat 20? Yeah.
Nat 20!
Nice. For a total of
32.
all right. And we'll kind of hold on to that. I'll give you a brief outline of what you're seeing now, and we'll kind of hold on to that as we travel, because Bruce will quickly explain that's going to take like 30, 40 minutes to get out there. We'll have to go off the road a little bit. And your owl does some circles, stays pretty close to the tree line. It's a nice day. It's kind of a nice woods. This would be just kind of a really pleasant walk if it wasn't weird. And your owl keeps a close lookout for everything. See some other birds, see some other small animals. As you travel about 15 or 20 minutes and then take the turn off the road to go into the woods, that's when whose line is it? I gotta get the emphasis right. Starts to notice that the woods are getting a little thicker, a little darker, and there is something up ahead. It's almost, to their eyes, kind of like a swarm of mosquitoes. Like it's just kind of a darkened swarm up ahead.
All right. I'll tell the party. There seems to be something strange up ahead. It looks a bit like a swarm of mosquitoes, but I've never seen one so thick before.
I want to summon my pact weapon and cast Armor of Vigathis.
Okay.
Aiden.
Bruce
Better
startles
be
at all
prepared.
this. Oh. All right, I found the right people. Okay, yeah. That's super cool. Wow. Okay. Can I do that as a unicorn? And you watch as it and it farts.
Does it fart rainbows?
Little like colored
Hold-
marshmallows.
Hold, please. This time, no.
Oh.
It must have been a donkey fart that was wrapped up in it.
Am I supposed to fart rainbows? I can try again.
I love the idea that you have created like a table of possible fart results or something that you're checking. Like,
It would not be the strangest thing. Nope. Also, once again, just a little. Sorry.
It's okay. It's okay.
Good try, Bren.
Bruce.
Good try, Bruce.
Yeah, thanks. Okay. Well, are we being attacked? What's going on? Why did you summon you got like a scary sword and stuff?
Yeah. Well, it's a big battle axe that is like preposterous for her. And now she is covered in glittering ice armor. Don't worry about it. We're just gonna see what's up ahead. There might be something we need to take care of. Just
Okay.
gonna look at Owen and be like, we go.
Oh.
and how
Leave
far
this
ahead
back
was
here.
the cloud, would you say?
It's like 50, 60, 70 feet. It's hard to tell because it is kind of from that distance, almost like you know, with a swarm of mosquitoes, how you just see the dark cloud and you can't really make out individual, especially since your owl was flying over the tree line. But they definitely saw the outline of this swarm of something.
Okay.
Which is,
Hey,
it's
folks.
excellent to have an axe for swarms of something, but okay.
Or Artemisia is gonna like have the gesture for dispel magic again, in case it's some kind of effect. Then maybe that would help. So
Okay. As you all get closer, especially now that you're alerted by the owl, whose name I will say eventually, you do start to see movement through the trees and through the sun coming through just the normal leaves and everything. At first, it's as though you're watching little shadows play, and you can't get any distinct outline. And then as you get within 20, 30 feet, not super close because you've been warned about this. They're butterflies. It's like a swarm of butterflies. And there's that moment of, butterflies. They must have just been backlit.
Sure, of course.
And for a moment, you're like, it's butterflies. That's nice. No, wait, they're not backlit. They're just like gray. And then the swarm starts to come towards you. And you notice that this giant grouping of butterflies, you can almost hear the flapping of their wings. There's so many of them. They all have what look like little black skulls as part of the intricate designs on their wings. And then you're about to be enveloped, and we should probably roll initiative.
Yeah.
But they do not envelop you yet, because you did get warned that they were coming.
I have an 8.
9.
All right, 8 for Cecilia, 9 for Artemisia, Stong,
17.
and
Aiden,
Oh.
I'm still. Looks like he got a 21.
oh, jeez. Okay,
Nice.
and
That is,
Owen.
really slow.
16.
And I am not sure if I remember the specific rules for for Rangers, for their Beastmaster Rangers. Does your beast go on your initiative, or
My beast does. My owl goes on its own initiative, so I can roll for that.
Okay.
Is it a
So-
battle owl?
The
I mean,
owl
they got
got an
the
8.
talons. They can.
owl?
Owls eat moths sometimes, right?
Aye. I mean,
Owls.
I don't know if I don't think it's a familiar. So it can attack. It cannot attack, but it can help and do other things. So
Yeah. All right. So you're about 25 feet away from this cloud that you can see in front of you. And Aiden, you very clearly are ready. You have been training your entire life for this cloud of butterflies. What would you like to do?
It reminds him of the Great War that he survived.
he has 2 shields like butterfly wings, and he flaps them.
There you go.
Is this your favorite enemy? You're muted.
Check
I'm
off
not.
that bingo square.
Am I? No, I'm not muted. Am
Now
I
you are
muted?
not.
No,
Now you're
not.
not.
Okay. So Aiden is going to interpose. He's going to step. Wants to be in the front of the group, like at the point of the. If we're a circle, he wants to be at the very top of the circle, closest to the swarm. And he's got both shields out in front of him, and he's going to try to. Well, he's going to hold his action until. Can you attack moths? I don't know.
Smash him with your shields.
He could. I guess he can take a exploratory, swing with his shields, and a shield is pretty useful in the sense that it's like a big racket, so he can
It's
hit a lot of them.
basically a giant fly swatter if you think about it.
All right,
Yeah.
he's just going to go for the giant fly swatter attack. Now, what I have is they didn't have a way for me to make a shield weapon, so I just made, since it does the same damage as a dagger, I just did a dagger attack.
Okay.
So imagine that it's bludgeoning.
I will imagine that it is bludgeoning.
Okay.
And so you're going to walk up kind of to the edge of the swarm and start whacking at it with your shield?
I'm going to wait till it engages us, because I want to be within 5 feet of a bunch of my friends.
Oh, okay. So you're holding your action. Because it's not there
Oh,
just
it's
yet.
not quite there. Yes,
Yeah.
I'm holding action.
Sure. And what's your passive perception?
18.
Perfect. All right. So you stand at the ready, both shields out in butterfly swatting formation. And I have to roll something real quick. Okay.
Is it
They're not
rainbows
going to
this time?
surprise. Huh?
Is it
Is it
rainbows this time?
rainbows this time?
You know what? I'll roll
candy?
for that. Bruce is really actually Stong. Have you gotten off of Bruce as this
No,
has
not
happened?
yet.
Okay. All right. I rolled an 18. So yes, this time, probably because of the fear, you hear and you look behind you and a little tiny rainbow. Just red, yellow, blue come out.
The danger sign.
Exactly. As Aiden moves forward, you then hear from the woods to your right this. You see these 3 creatures rushing towards you. They are tiny, but they are vicious looking. They look like squirrels. You're being attacked by 3 squirrels. First
Vicious
one,
squirrels. No.
the most vicious of squirrels. I do not believe a 9 is going to hit you. I do not believe a 6 is going to hit you. Does a 19 hit you?
Who?
Stop.
No,
stop.
Aiden.
Oh, Aiden,
Oh.
sorry.
With
Does
your
not.
I didn't think so. All right. You are suddenly beset upon by 3 squirrels.
Mm.
They seem to be the angriest squirrels you've ever seen, but there's something odd about them, despite, beyond the fact that they're attacking you out of nowhere. Their fur is patchy, and parts of the fur is just gone, like it's been ripped out. And there's a strange smell with these squirrels, like they've been in refuse or something. But they jump on top of you and they're scratching at you and they're doing that thing that squirrels do. They're like, and they cannot get through your armor. And Stong, it is now your turn. You see in front of you your friend being beset upon by squirrels and soon a swarm of butterflies.
So is there some sort of roll that I can make to try to guess if this behavior is natural for, or A, what the heck these butterflies are, and then B, like if this behavior is natural?
You're pretty positive it's not natural, but give me a either nature or arcana check to get more.
Oh, nature for sure. 27.
Play to your strengths.
You are unsure what these butterflies are. You've seen a bunch of butterflies. This coloring, this pattern, the fact that they seem to be aggressively moving towards you, that is all wrong. This is super wrong. And while you don't know exactly what they are, something tells you this is not natural.
So, yeah, I think that's enough for Stong to feel really concerned. So he's going to dismount Bruce and
Oh, where you going? Don't leave. Those are scary squirrels.
don't worry, Bruce, I'll be right back. I promise.
Okay.
Stong is going to move to the side, and he's going to cast Thunderwave at 3rd level at the swarm of butterflies.
Okay.
Ooh.
Are
So-
you only aiming it at the swarm of butterflies, or are you trying to get any of these squirrels? I will say you can get a couple of the squirrels, but you'll probably get Aiden in the process.
Stong will glance at Aiden. Okay, better not. Just do the butterflies.
Okay. What's the save?
Con 11.
They're not the most strong of butterflies, but they did roll an 18.
Okay, so yeah, save for half.
Okay.
So it's just going to be 6 thunder damage.
Awesome. You do see several of these creepy skull butterflies fall out of the air as your thunder wave hits the swarm. And while a bunch of them are able to scatter and avoid your thunderous sound, it still gets a couple of them. Anything else?
Just yell to the group, "These are not natural."
All right. Owen, it's your turn.
All right. Let's see. Well, I'll bring my owl. Oh no, my owl takes its own turn. I will send Hooligan. Where says Hooligan actually charging in the direction the owls came from? And tell him to seek. So he's just going to go running off because if already 2 different things have come out of the forest, and I just want to make sure nothing else is coming at us. And then
Okay, hold that thought for a second because I did forget one thing.
Sure.
Stong, what's your passive perception?
It is a 13.
Okay, cool. Owen, what's yours?
22.
And does your beast share that sense, or do they have their own passive perception?
That is an excellent question. Let me see if I made any notes about it.
What I'm here for is all the good questions.
I think, let's see. If it's using the Mastiff stat block, it has a perception of +7.
Okay.
But I'm not sure what it's. Oh, a passive perception of 17. Sorry, is what it says.
Okay. So I'll say you notice this just before you send your Mastiff off. So if you want to change what you did, that's fine. You see the swarm of butterflies. These squirrels come out of nowhere. There's a little bit of a kerfuffle. Bruce farts rainbows. There's something out of the corner of your eye. You can't see it, but you know you're being watched. And it's not by these butterflies or that squirrel. Can't tell where it's coming from, but like the hairs on the back of your neck stand up.
All right. And do I recognize these butterflies and know if they have a particular, like, being a ranger, know they have a particular, like, I don't know, thing they fear, like a particular.
Being a ranger, you know this is not natural at all. I'll let you roll a nature and arcana check to learn more.
All right.
I feel like the natural enemy of skull moths is like
1
angel
plus 1.
bats.
2.
I
I
mean, they're butterflies.
Sure. Never seen them like before. I'm not from this area apparently. All right, so all right, okay. So that's then instead I will send Cooligan to assist Aiden. So charge. Help him, and I will I'll take a couple of there were 2 squirrels or 3?
There are 3 squirrels. The most
3
vicious of
squirrels. Most vicious of squirrels.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, actually, so I'll send him to attack one of the squirrels.
All
Go with my bonus action as well. And then I believe I can do this. And then on my turn, and then I can use my attack action. I have 2 attacks, and then I can use 2 attacks.
Okay.
I think that's all works out. So okay.
I also just like the idea of your dog attacking a bunch of squirrels. So let's go for it.
Exactly. Squirrel.
Yeah, squirrel. I mean,
right.
they're kind of disgusting smelling weird squirrels, but still squirrel.
Squirrel. All right. So Cooligan goes. He's very happy. He's like, oh, squirrels, and goes and attacks. And he does. If he's, well, let's see. I don't think he has a 20-foot. Does he have a 20-foot charge? Probably not.
What do you mean? Like, what's its?
I don't think just if he gets a 20-foot running start, he gets extra damage. But I think that Aiden specifically said he was staying close to us. So
yeah.
All right. So 1d8 plus 4 plus 4. All right. Oh, first to hit.
Butterflies have not actually harmed anybody yet, right?
Not yet. Nope.
Okay.
They are headed in your direction. And they have skulls on
They're
their
like,
legs.
do you want to buy
They're so
some
eager.
magazines? Like,
I mean, yeah.
You want to listen
Maybe
to my
they're
mix
death
album?
metal. Yeah, they're just here.
do you want to listen to my single?
Oh my god, yes. Yes, I do.
That's true. Yeah, if a bunch of butterflies presented me with an 8-track, I'd be like, put that thing in right now.
Yeah.
Do you have management already?
I mean, you could beast speech them, so yeah.
So he leaps at them, and I rolled an 8. And my understanding is that the Primal Beast companion uses my spell casting attack bonus. So I believe
It
it's
might
a
be your
total.
proficiency bonus.
I think on abilities and saves, but I think on attacks he uses my spell attack. It's a weird thing. That was my reading of, if I remember it all correctly. Chat, you can tell me if I'm wrong. But,
Nope, chat does not get to tell you if you're wrong.
no,
I get to tell you if you're
yes,
wrong.
you get to tell me if I'm wrong. Sorry.
And I say if that's what you read, go for it.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry,
So
chat,
16.
she's just here this week.
16. Yes.
I love you, chat. But you're
No,
not
I
the
didn't
boss
mean
of
like
this
to
game.
overrule you. I just meant like just for my
Just
own
do your thing.
edification
Yeah,
for
it's-
future.
We'll look that up later.
Yeah. So 16 to hit.
Oh yeah, you bite down on a squirrel.
Okay. Good boy. And he does 10 points of damage.
Crunch! The squirrel is just devoured in his maw and is now hanging limply. Dead.
Oh, good boy. And then I will draw a couple of arrows and target the other two, and I'll say, "Hold still, Aiden." And then hold still, Aiden. And then I'll fire one. 27 to hit.
Oh
and
yes.
Fire the other. And that's 30 to hit.
Nice.
Oh yes.
And the first one does 11 points of damage. And,
How do you skewer that squirrel?
so it was going like that, and it went right in out the back of his head, and it just goes flipping backwards. And then the second one, 13 does that? Oh no, 13 damage. So that one, the other one like went turned to look at it, and then this one went up its rear side and just kind of like skewered it like a kebab from back to front, and it just goes whistling into the ground. And then so it quivers, and there's this kebab squirrel just on the arrow. Sticking
We
in
could
the-
cook and eat those later. That's smart.
Excellent.
So,
You see them? They don't seem appetizing.
Yeah.
Anything
And,
else?
and that'll be my turn.
All right. Aiden, for a moment, you are
Mhm.
beset upon by these squirrels, and then they're just gone. Suddenly there's a dog and arrows. But now the butterflies arrive, and you had a
Mhm.
held action for when they got within 5 feet of you.
Yep.
The swarm gets within 5 feet of you. What would you
All
like
right,
to
I'm
do?
going to just go into fly swatter mode. I got 3 attacks, and here they come. Whack-a-da, whack-a-da, whack-a-da. 1. Hoping. Oh, yes. So there's. Wait, it only does damage? Oh, I have to do the hit thing first.
You do have to do the hit thing first.
It's fun changing characters.
Okay.
It's
So
hard.
it's
It's super
It's
hard.
really hard.
So there's a
Especially at
16.
higher levels. 16 does hit.
Okay, so it does 9 damage.
Okay.
And then next one's 18 plus, it's a 27.
That
And
definitely hits.
It does same, 9 damage.
Okay.
And the next one is a 17,
All 3 hit.
and it does 7 damage.
Your shields are now covered with the splattered remains of a bunch of these really gross butterflies. The blood comes out this greenish black, and while the swarm is still there, you've definitely put in a dent.
Okay, I wonder. Oh, swarms aren't really intelligent. Never mind. Yeah, that's it. I'm just gonna hold my reaction in case I can help a friend here.
Okay. The swarm of death butterflies continues forward, and because it is so large, it envelops all of you.
Oh no.
You are suddenly all surrounded by the flapping of velvety gray-black wings that batter against your face, that scurry around your feet, that try to land on you and then fly off as you are just compulsed to swat at them, as it's like being suddenly surrounded in shadow. And there is an odor. There is a sickly sweet odor that is wrong for these things.
I've seen worse than this down at Cholt. They got moths there the size of birds. Most of them don't sting, but swarm of them suffocate a man.
interesting that you say that because I do need everybody to make dexterity saving throws DC 16.
Oh no.
Yep. So let me know if you saved DC 16.
I have a situational bonus flag here on my dexterity save. I don't know why.
If you click on it, usually there's a little thing that comes out from the right-hand side that gives you details that'll say why. But if it says
I get to add, that's right. My shield
AC bonus.
AC bonus. Yes. Okay. So I guess that I'm going to add 2 to this. All right.
All right. Who succeeded?
Got 24.
That's a success. Anybody else get over a 16?
Nope.
Okay. So
Total party kill.
we're all dead. Good night.
Tell
Come
us.
back.
Thank you.
I'm gonna go. Oh, sorry, everybody's dead. Make a new plan.
Yeah, sorry we couldn't get to the tentacles, but butterfly. All of you, because of just the swarm of them around you, your speed is reduced by half.
Yeah.
And that's it. Like, it is annoying, but nothing else. The rest of you are currently blinded as the butterflies swarm at your face and flap in your eyes and cover your ears and make it impossible just to perceive around you.
Was any
and
of that an attack?
That was not. That's just a thing that happens when you happen to be in the same space as this swarm
Okay.
of butterflies.
Cool.
Then it is going to attack.
Okay.
And it is going to make a bite attack against every target in its space. So all of you are going to get one attack. So if you have a reaction to that, let me know as we go down the line. Let's start it with Artemisia.
He's got shield, so
That's a 16 to hit.
no.
Okay. And then Aiden, that's a 9. That ain't gonna hit. And Owen, I rolled a natural 1, so you're just annoyed. Stong, that's a 19 to hit.
I have a 19 AC.
Okay, you are gonna take 27 piercing damage.
Holy crap!
These
From what?
butterflies do not mess around. Oh
Wow!
my god.
And I need you to make a Constitution saving throw DC 15.
Oh, wait.
Why are you giving me this shocked
16.
look? All right, save. You do
Great.
save. So you only take 10 poison damage, and you
10
are not
poison. Okay.
poisoned.
Cool.
And Cecilia,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think a 6 hits you.
No.
Okay. So yeah, that is
Which
the
means
end.
my armor doesn't go off. Boo.
means your
but
armor-
That's okay.
Does not go off. Sorry. And yeah, that is the end of the swarm's turn. It is Artemisia's turn.
Well, all right. When the squirrels appeared, she did do a little sort of but nothing
Yeah.
happens.
Don't eat those.
I know Rhiannon knows the answer to this question is no, but Artemisia would have also checked when the swarm first arrived if any of them are green. She is super duper focused to see if she can see if any of the butterflies are green.
Not really. I'm gonna say, actually, what is your passive perception?
It's 11.
Even with that, especially once you are subsumed by the swarm and with the sun, these are gray and black. There's no green amongst it. There's no color really at all. It is all just gray and black.
Well, so she was gonna do Dispel Magic to see if that would help, and so since she's blinded, she's just gonna do it, like, around herself, and see if it does anything.
Okay. You're casting Dispel Magic?
Yes.
Nothing happens, but give me an Arcana check with advantage.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's a skill check, but that was a 20, so 24.
Hey, natural 20, nice. So you're having a hard time perceiving around you, but what you smell is that sickly sweet smell. And as you cast the Dispel Magic, because you realize that nothing has happened, and you put that smell together, and this isn't a magical effect right now, but this was something corrupted these creatures. And so it isn't something that you can dispel, but now kind of putting everything together and smelling that rot, you're like, oh, something bad happened to these creatures. This used to be a swarm of probably like monarch butterfly kind of things, and now, ooh, something went wrong. Anything else?
Nope.
Cecilia, what's your passive perception?
It is a 12.
Okay. Yeah, and you are surrounded by butterflies, and it's gross.
Aaron does not like the feeling of a moth, like when they get on you and they just keep flying.
Yeah.
I don't enjoy that, so this is very vivid.
Okay.
And so maybe I've decided Cecilia also doesn't like it. How big is the swarm?
It's considered huge.
Okay. I think I don't know what to save up for. I want to Misty Step out of the swarm.
Okay.
Is there an area that I can recall 30 feet being plausible?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So I'll do that. And then,
And you're outside the swarm.
okay. And then I'm gonna try to Eldritch Blast the swarm.
Okay.
Because ew, and that's what I can do when I do a spell's bonus action. So that's 3. So 18
That
to
hits.
hit. 15, and that one's a 28.
Yeah, they all hit. The
Okay.
15, there's a moment in where you kind of clip the edge of it, but you do get all 3.
Okay, so the damage total up is 32, and it's just like,
I was gonna ask, could you describe in gory detail the death of this swarm? But I think we just got it. Is that?
which is ironically also what I do when moths fly at me in the middle of the night. But
I mean, that's fair.
bolts of sort of icy white energy shoot out of her hands, smash into the moths that freeze and explode as they are consumed by the super witch magic. That's not
And-
Warlock.
Chunks of icy dead butterfly fall to the ground, wings go flying. There are a couple of them that survive, but with the destruction of the swarm, the few survivors just kind of scatter into the forest. And you think that's everything? That was kind of creepy and sudden, but
Bunch of this. Not too
yeah.
hard because I'm not going to trigger my armor on myself, but make sure it's not in my hair.
Give me a perception check.
Okay, so Owen, yeah, the detective saw something out the corner of his eye earlier. So is he?
15.
Now that this is past, is he?
With a 15, you've got none of your hair. Owen, give me a active perception check with advantage since something felt wrong. You're being
And-
watched.
Artemisia is also doing like Presty clean.
Oh, good.
Her hair is up in braids, so it's hard to get stuff in it. But she likes this coat. It's a very nice coat.
Well, unfortunately, because it was ice that was mostly killing these butterflies, there wasn't like spray of blood everywhere, so it's mostly just kind of bits and pieces that are left. What was your perception check?
25.
You look around, and you don't hear anything, you don't see anything. That sense that you got that you're being watched, you have a sense now of the direction it was coming from, but as you go searching in that area, you don't find anything. But you're really sure there was something here watching you. And as you walk in that direction, kind of looking on the ground, looking in the area, Bruce actually walks on over, trots on up to you and says, "Oh yeah, this is where we got to keep going. This way." And that's probably a good place to pause. Right there. Did I pick a good place for a break? Did I do
Yeah,
it?
it was great. Great place.
It's pretty good. Yeah.
Yay.
Okay, so we will be back. Usually we either do 5 minutes. Is 5 minutes a good break for you, Lauren?
Yeah, 5 minutes
Okay.
works for me.
So 5 minutes, and then we'll have an interview with Lauren. So everybody else, you get 10 minutes. Yeah, so stick around. Do we have a topic for people? What is your favorite unassuming D&D monster? Because they definitely feel like butterflies were expected not to do 27 points of damage plus poison.
Yo, I went into like code red mode. I was like, holy crap, I gotta plan my actions carefully now. But then one turn later, we're good.
Really well on that attack, I will say. It rolled super well. So
All right, so don't go anywhere. We'll see you in 5 minutes for an interview with Lauren Urban.
Cool.
Hail and well met. Welcome back for our break time interview with Lauren Urban. Thank you
Hi.
again for coming and DMing for us.
thanks for letting me come. This is a lot of fun. I am slightly nervous, but I'm super excited to be here.
You're
This has
killing
been
it,
super
I gotta
fun.
tell you.
Well, I haven't killed you yet. Sorry, I mean I had to.
Fingers crossed.
Well, I mean, this is an out of cannon one shot, so if you die,
It's true. If
it's,
we
you know,
die, it
zero
was all a dream.
Ooh, doodle-doo, doodle-doo, doodle-doo.
All right. So where to begin? How about how did you get started playing D&D?
Oh, geez. So I did play a tiny little bit when I was young. I did have my parents got me the red box when I was super young, back in the 80s, because I love my parents very much, but they were the exact opposite of everybody else in the 80s who thought that D&D was the game being played by the devil. And I was an indoor child, and they're like, "Here's a game. You like geek stuff, and you're reading Lord of the Rings, and you're playing on these computer things that we have because we had computers when I was very young. My dad is a psychologist who worked for the state of New York. My mom is a teacher, and so I kind of, even in the 80s, I grew up around computers, and I just wanted to do computer things. And they're like, we should find you a game and where you can play with other people. Got me the red box. And everybody that I asked was like, my mom won't let me play that because that's the game that has the devil in it.
Oh no.
But in the original red box, it came with like a little starter adventure that you could get through to like learn how to play and DM. And it was like, oh, create a character and then go fight a goblin and here, roll this thing. It was like a choose your own adventure light. And I played that like 50 times, but I never actually got a chance to play. And then, but I was always an RPG fan and play a lot of video games and did some light other RPGs in college. Basically, a lot of my friends that were playing tabletop games were playing on Saturdays, but I was a professional musician. So it was like, well, I can't come to that because I'm going to be playing oboe until 10 o'clock at night, but I'll show up at 10:30 in Concert Black and bring a pizza and you'll let me play the NPC that they really need. So didn't really play very much. And then 4th edition came out and I was moving out to Seattle and they were doing the Original Acquisitions Incorporated podcasts and they were re-releasing the red box and I got super excited and I was listening to the podcast and really enjoying it. And so when I moved out here, I found a store that was running adventures and signed up and created a character and the rest is downhill from there. As they say.
And now you're a player in several streams and you're a DM. I know you DM the podcast Dungeon Drunks, right? Which all of you should listen to. It is a delight.
Aw.
I had a lot of fun the time that we did Idol Champions Presents crossover. That was
super fun. That was another time where I'm like, this is okay. I got to mix these people over here and these people over here, and I got to put them all together, and I got to do a one shot. And it's, and basically all Idol Champions at the time, because I wasn't working for them yet, they were just like, hey, can you just run a game for these awesome people with your crew? And I went, okay, yeah, sure. Do you need me to do anything? Like, I didn't know about Idol Champions Presents, so I didn't know what was going on yet. Like, I eventually found out.
You're just like, okay, why?
Yeah, all right, sure. What? Okay. And yeah, but it was a lot of fun, and all my players are super excited, and it was only lightly filled with cheese.
It was an appropriate amount of cheese, I would say.
My only regret was that, because you'd been so excited about summoning imps and getting the imp voices in there, and Mark Muir wanted Baloth to summon his djinn, and there were all these like summoning things going.
A lot of people with little extra characters.
Yeah. Well, and I was excited about all of it, but there wasn't enough time. There wasn't enough of everything. But Zuni saved everybody, and it was great. There you go. Spoilers for everybody.
Speaking of suddenly having to play a different class at a higher level, that's what happens when I suddenly have to play a fighter.
Yeah.
We'll be 18th. It was great.
Yeah. Because my players, they've been playing for a couple of years, and we're reaching the end of the campaign, and they're when you came along 18th level, so they're meteor swarming and true resurrecting, and there's some hardcore stuff going on. Yeah.
Yang helped me make Cavalier a functional character, because I've never played anything that high level before, and it was a wonderful introduction to high level.
Well, and as is probably no longer a surprise to you, my one shots do tend to be slightly more ridiculous than serious, and so you got into a fight. But yeah, because I remember you being so concerned about like Zuni and movement and everything. I'm like, we'll make it work. It'll be fine. It'll be whatever you need. It'll be okay.
Here's the secret. I'm not great at D&D, but I fake it. But I do want to talk about Orkira though.
Okay. Did you want to? Okay. What's up?
I love the Orkira voice. Because you play her on 2 different shows right now, right?
Yeah. I'm super lucky and also a little wonky. So I had been playing her on Silver and Steel when I was working for D&D Beyond, and unfortunately that show came to an end. And I've guest starred on D4 as that character before. I love that crew; they're amazing, and I've been super lucky to have played with them in a couple of not one shots, but guest starring roles. And then when Silver and Steel ended, D4 used to be an in-person game. They used to all get around a real table and play together. And then the pandemic happened, so they've been heads and boxes. But because of that, they were like, hey, if you need a place for Orkira, come be with us for a little while. We're still going to be heads and boxes, and it'd be a perfect fit. And we've wanted to play with you. And I was like, how can I say no to this? These are awesome people. And I was clinging to Orkira during the pandemic, I'll say. So I was super excited. And then Adam started up Demiplane and was like, we're getting the band back together. Heroes of the Plains. We need Orkira. And I'm like, how is that going to work? And so that's basically what it is D4 Orkira takes place directly after my time on Silver and Steel. And all of that is a year before she ends up on Heroes of the Plains. So it's all the same character, just in 2 different points of time. Yeah. And we're kind of banking on the fact that there's enough time in between that if things go really wrong on D4 and she dies, there will be reasons why she can be resurrected in time for Heroes of the Plains. So.
You're like, it was a whole mess. I don't want to get into it.
Listen, when you pray to a god of resurrection, there's a couple perks, right? so yeah, I am super lucky to get to play her in 2 different places, even if every once in a while I'm looking at my character sheet and I'm like, which one am I? And I've messed up a little bit a couple of times in like, I didn't do that yet, sorry, but it's been fun.
You're like, I just feel like it's gonna happen soon.
Oh, it did. It happened last week.
Oh, no. I meant like Orkira's like, no, I just feel like it's coming.
Yeah.
So you are a professional musician, as you already discussed. You're an oboist.
Yes.
Is that right? Is it oboist?
Yep.
Okay. I don't know if it was like flute where there's like, it's not a flautist. It's a flautist.
Yes.
Do you find that your music experience feeds into your D&D experience? Do you like to play bards and stuff? Or are you like, nope?
Yes, my music experience feeds into it. It actually prevented me from playing bards for a very long time because I didn't want to be that musician. And so I actually refused to play bards in 4th edition for years and years, because I'm like, I can't. And it wasn't until 5th edition came along that not only had I kind of gotten over that, but also I was watching a stream that was when 5th edition was still D&D Next, like they were doing the playtests, and the bard dropped Tiny Hut. And it was, especially at low levels, that is such a useful spell at low levels. And I was like, oh, okay, I need to play a bard. Like watching a bard, and they were a bard that was not just about, I'm gonna sing and do the cliche bard, swank and swagger, and they actually had other things going on, and they dropped Tiny Hut, and I went, yep, playing a bard. But like as a musician, what I get out of it, because I'm really primarily an orchestral musician. I'm not a soloist. I want to play in a group. And so having that experience of like working with an entire group of people to put something together in where, all right, we're all going to have individual pieces that all get their individual little tiny solos and little tiny parts, but we're working towards a greater whole, has really been a mindset that is transferred over to D&D really well.
I like that. That's cool.
Yeah. And like feeling more as the DM like a conductor and less like an antagonist, like I've never felt as though I am, as the DM, that I am the enemy of the player, which I know a lot of older edition players, DMs tend to feel. And I think that's just because I've always viewed the DM not as as an adversary, but as a conductor. And the last thing as a conductor you want is for your orchestra to riot. You want them to actually follow you and work with you and make music with you. You don't want it to be, a disaster. And so you want to work with them. And so that's helped a lot in crafting how I DM, especially when I am trying to be a challenging DM, but not a punishing one.
All right. I like that. Okay. I think that is a good spot to go back to the game, unless you have anything that you wish I'd asked and I didn't. I have to admit, when I get interviewed and people ask me that question, I'm like, shit. You were the question person. So
I probably have one,
okay.
Except you were like, we should go back into the game. And I just switched back into DM mode where I'm like, okay, where did we leave off?
There's a part at the end where you can add in more stuff. So if you think of something that you wish you had said here, or you're like, Aaron, you missed a really great opportunity, you could set it in the chat and I'll just ask it at the end.
Okay. Don't tell anybody you told me that though. Okay.
Like, it's cool. It's cool. Chat, be cool. Be cool, chat.
Wait, tell you what.
Yeah.
Oh, we're back.
Oh, hi.
Okay. Welcome back. And I will kick it over to our amazing guest DM, Lauren Urban.
Well, last we left our heroes, they had just finished a fight in a forest with a bunch of really creepy butterflies and squirrels. And there was something watching them, but they don't know exactly what or who. And one of our players discovered that wherever they were being watched from is the direction they need to go in. And we're going to pick up right back there in case there was anything you wanted to do. Well, Bruce has kind of moved in that direction. He won't leave. So if there's anything you want to do before you continue to move on, you can.
Rogar will retrieve arrows. So I think he gets half of the arrows. So half of 2 is...
1.5.
Right. I gather 1.5 arrows. And
you
then,
get the arrowhead off of one and the kind of pull out of the squirrel of the other.
And I'll send my owl, my owl head again. I started to go into Rogar. Send my my accents. I've been doing an Irish accent for like 2 days or something right now. All right. Yes. Send my owl head.
Okay. I'll get another.
Do. Send my owl head.
Are the moths like all gone? They've flown away.
The only ones that are left are the dead ones. There was maybe 2 or 3 that had survived, and they've.
So I can't tell find out if my beast speech works on moths, which I am actually okay with because ew.
And, at this moment, no. All of the 2 or 3 that are left are gone. You could track them down. You could if you wanted to. Okay.
Oh no, I can't help with this guy. Sorry.
Aiden
There's a
is
bunch of dead
going
ones.
to-
Oh, sorry.
Aiden's going to look at Cecilia and say, "Did the moths do that to you?"
Do what?
Ice.
Oh no, it's a spell. It's protective. Don't hit me. You will
yeah, you
get
really
hit
don't want
back.
to hit her.
It's a
mean, don't
common
hit her
spell in
anyways.
Rashomon.
No, Rashomon. I see.
Yes. Yeah.
No intention of hitting you. Everyone, report, please. Injuries, enemies.
I'm okay.
Oh,
Bruce the unicorn says.
Stong says, bleeding but not poisoned.
What happened to you?
The butterflies happened.
They cut you.
What kind of damage was it again?
Good question. Hold on
It
a
was
second.
butterfly damage.
I might have closed that encounter and don't
I
have
think
It
you
was-
said
it was-
piercing. at the
Yeah, it was a
time.
bite. wasn't
Piercing,
it?
piercing sounds, yeah.
Yeah, they did bite you. Yep.
Okay, so Stong's gonna show like the fang marks like all around his face and neck. It's like tiny vampires.
Aiden will come up.
Probisci.
Aiden will inspect, pull down his Stonk's armor, and these might be worse than the moths and Jolt after all. Make a note of that.
Well,
You
now
following
that
this donkey?
you're back in Cholt, you can tell story about these butterflies.
That's what I'll do. What do we call these? What do we call these? Death's head moths?
That sounds pretty cool, actually. So yeah.
Yeah. All right.
All right. Do we go where Bruce is going?
Well, I mean, I stopped because I'm not going anywhere if there's more of those things without all of you.
Probably
Because
wise.
Don't
Yeah.
worry, Bruce. We will protect you. We promised.
And
you did, and you promised, and I'm worried, but I'm a little less worried because you were all kind of awesome.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, and make sure your
Alright.
owl, because the owl is the reason we knew the butterflies were coming. So you should definitely still keep it scouting ahead.
I said I would. So he's flying ahead.
Yep, I'm gonna get a
over
perception
the
check for
treetops.
that owl shortly. Was there anything else you want to do, or are you following Bruce at this point again?
Maybe as we're like walking, Stong will like get back on Bruce, and then he'll like just like pat him on the neck, and he'll say like, were you scared during the fight?
Yeah, weren't you?
Well, a little bit, but you are a unicorn now, Bruce.
Okay. Does that mean I do more than fart rainbows?
Farting rainbows is step 1, and now you've achieved step 1. You could ascend to step 2.
What's step 2?
Shooting rainbows out of your horn, or so I've heard. Maybe I'm wrong.
Okay. All right. I mean, I think I'm supposed to be, I'm supposed to be a donkey, but I can try. Do you want me to try? I can try.
Well, the next time we're in danger, believe in yourself and try to shoot rainbows from anywhere, but mostly
Okay.
from your horn.
Okay. Yeah, it'd be weird if it came out of my hooves, right? Like that's I'd have to do especially with you on my back. That would be uncomfortable for both of us, right? Right?
Yeah, I suppose. If you really wanted to shoot them out of your hooves, I suppose Aiden and I could lift you up together and aim you at the enemy, but it seems really complicated and unnecessary.
Oh yeah, I didn't even think about the back hooves. I was just thinking about the front hooves. But like, yeah,
Let's
all
not
four.
waste those other
That-
hooves.
That's actually kind of epic. If all 4 of my hooves, and he stops and he lifts up one of his front left leg.
Discouraging him from becoming a hover unicorn. I don't even know you right now.
You're right, I'm sorry.
And Bruce puts his hoof down and looks over at Cecilia and says, "Can unicorns hover? Is that a thing?"
Bruce, got to level with you. Until today, I just kind of thought unicorns were donkeys with horns.
I mean, I kind of am. I'm a donkey now, but I'm a unicorn. But I'm supposed to be a donkey.
It's okay, buddy. We're gonna get you back to being just a donkey.
Okay, good. There's a lot of pressure. I don't. Yeah. Okay, thanks.
Now that
But
you're a
it's-
unicorn, courage is just like stubbornness, but you're just too stubborn to be afraid.
Okay,
Oh.
that's okay. I can do that.
Just
All right.
toss your head and act like you're too good for all of this. Attitude is like 90% of selling it.
He's gonna roll a performance check. I'm gonna roll a 5. What do I add to that?
Toss my mane back.
Plus 3.
Check my horn. Tell me how
That's-
you feel.
That's a 7. Stong, I need you to roll another dexterity
God.
saving throw as the horn is coming in your direction. As L'Oreal whips his head.
10.
That's enough.
Oh, is it? Oh, good.
The wind up on this unicorn, especially since I rolled so badly, the wind up is you can see this horn coming a couple of inches away, and it woof. Oh, sorry. Yeah. I gotta work on that. Okay. All right.
It's okay, buddy. You're just getting used to it.
Owen, may I have a perception check for your owl, please? Since we're back to heading out.
Okay. And I gotta check again what his perception was. His passive perception is passive 17. All right. But I'm doing a check. You want me to do
Yeah.
a check. All right. Sorry.
It's good to know the passive, though.
Yeah. Okay, perception plus. I'm rolling. So this plus 7. So 12.
Okay. Your owl continues to fly up ahead as you are weaving your way through the trees. Now that the danger is past, it once again feels like kind of a nice forest. It's not a thick tree line, so you don't feel like you're pressed in by the pines, and there's enough sun coming through, and your owl kind of swoops overhead, and they do see a clearing coming up, kind of a large clearing with one gigantic weeping willow in the center, this massive tree, larger than even some of the towering pines around. And yeah, there's a donkey also in this grove, just like munching on some grass.
Bruce, is that
Yeah.
you?
What?
They
No,
put
I'm not a
stop points at the
tree.
donkey.
So you continue forward and kind of break the tree line into the grove?
Oh, I thought we could see the donkey. Oh,
No,
this is
I
all-
can't. No,
Oh,
my,
okay.
so I
Yeah.
relay back to the party what I've seen, and there's a clearing up ahead with a large tree, and we saw the donkey.
You saw?
No.
Yeah. So that's when I woke up and I was like this, and then that's what I had, and so I went looking for help because this has been weird.
One thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use my Rod of the Pact Keeper, which I think is what's called, to recall my used spell slot.
Okay.
Before we get into any trouble.
Why would there be trouble? I mean, it's just a sun-dappled grove of a unicorn's area filled with a mystic tree of awesomeness and a donkey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe spewed some undead moths. It's all good.
And
I mean,
Well-
you already fought moths once. I wouldn't throw moths at you again, maybe. Sorry.
This time 2 swarms.
all right, and I was going to say Owen will go into sort of stealth mode as we get close to the.
Oh, well, if you're going to go into stealth mode, I would love a stealth check.
Well, I'll give you one. Here we go. 10.
All right. You step behind a tree.
You can't see me.
I mean, you feel like you're super stealth. Like,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna lean over to Artemisia and be like, did these guys ask you for money?
I got like a 2 on a nature check and 8. I'm the best ranger ever.
You're incredibly perceptive though, which has been pretty decent.
That definitely helped.
Owl.
Hearing that the grove is coming up ahead and with Stonk on his back, the unicorn will continue to stride forward, breaking the tree line into the grove. Unless there's something anybody else wants to do, you're going to follow Bruce?
We'll follow on in.
All right. Yeah, you enter this large clearing. It's risen up just a bit. It's not a full-on hill, but it's definitely, the ground is a little higher than the surrounding area. And the donkey is kind of far off to your left. The weeping willow is right in the middle of this grove, and the donkey's kind of off to the left. And it don't look at you as you walk on in. It's still munching on the grass. But the unicorn trots on up, well, walks, you're on its back, walks on up to it and kind of stands there and says, all right, I think this is, hi, I'm back. And you watch as the donkey kind of side-eyes all of you, keeps eating grass.
Is there only the one path into this grove that is the path that we've come in?
There's actually no path. You've just wound your way through the forest, and now
okay.
you're in this clearing.
Okay.
Cecilia will go up to the donkey and use beast speech to say, hi, it sounds like you have a problem.
And with
But in
beast speech,
donkey.
can the donkey talk back?
Yes, I can understand the donkey and talk to the donkey. So I'm going
Okay.
like,
Donkey looks at you. I ain't got no problems. There's plenty of grass here.
wait, are you a donkey? Were you always a donkey? Or
Well, yeah. I mean, what else would I be?
a unicorn?
Why would I be a unicorn?
I don't know. Are you Bruce?
Yeah?
Why does this unicorn also think he's Bruce?
I don't know. That's a problem that you should probably ask your unicorn friend.
I mean, I did, and he says you're the unicorn and he's the donkey. Did something happen when you came in here?
I found some really good grass to eat, and then this unicorn was here, and then was gone, and I ate some more grass. Don't tell him, but I pooped over in the corner.
Your human is looking for you. She's very worried.
Oh yeah, oh she's nice. I'll get back to her eventually.
She
It's
really
fine.
wants us to tell you to go home.
Okay, well you did.
Okay. Can I look at him with I have Eldritch Sight, so just detect magic. Is he like radiating some kind of transformation spell? Is the unicorn doing anything?
Let me see. It's just detect magic?
Yes. It's just at will detect magic.
It's hard to tell if there's something off with the unicorn because it's a celestial creature.
So just gotcha.
Yeah, so yeah, you don't necessarily see anything wrong, but it's a little hard to look at it with your detect magic because there's like a glow and yeah, you're kind of looking at a magic weapon in horsey form.
It's like instant migraine. Oh no.
The donkey says, all right, well, okay, are you just going to hang out here being all weird? I thought I had this whole grove to myself.
Okay, a little bit, because we have to figure something out, because there's a grove that needs a unicorn.
Okay, well, you got one.
Okay, so the unicorn thinks it's a donkey.
Well, that's its problem.
Nothing happened. Was the unicorn here when you came here?
It's going to roll to remember.
Oh, no,
So-
that's a donkey's in check.
Oh, it ain't good. I don't think so. No, but I wasn't looking. I mean, I didn't see it. I saw it later. I was munching, and then there it was, and it was looking at me, and it was being all creepy, looking at me.
Did you see did anybody else come through here?
I'm gonna roll. We're gonna see.
Maybe Owen will look around for any squirrels or other wildlife near him that he can like maybe get a second opinion, an outsider's opinion from.
Taking a look around. So Bruce answers your question and says, I felt like there was something here, but grass. And it goes back to munching.
You go back to your lunch. We'll check in with you in a little bit.
Owen, you do notice there are, from where you're standing, you're not next to any of the trees. You're not next to the big willow in the middle, and you're not next to any of the outer trees. You can hear birds and chipmunks and all the normal wildlife that you would expect around you, but nothing coming from the willow. So if you wanted to back up to the tree line, you could definitely find some other beasts. But you do notice that the willow itself seems to be devoid of any other wildlife.
That's very odd. How close is the donkey to the willow? How close is the donkey and Cecilia talking, like position to? Is there a clear space around the willow?
Oh yeah. The whole grove is like 80, 90, 100 feet in diameter, and you are all like 40, 50 feet away from the tree. Donkey was just kind of over on the right side.
So,
Cecilia's also going to turn around and tell other people what the donkey said, if that has any bearing on what Owen does now.
I'm tempted to. So I tell them, there's something odd about that willow. It's a big, beautiful tree, and there's no bird in it. I don't know if I want to. I'm half tempted to throw a spike growth around the tree, just in case something comes out of it,
Well,
but then we would make us difficult to approach it or attack it. So
yeah, before we attack it, though, I think we have other options.
Oh, it wouldn't attack the tree. I just on the ground around, between us and it, like.
I got some dispel magics to. Start.
Well, it's a concentration, so I can drop it if I want. So I think I'm gonna do that. I'll cast it in front of the tree, so we could still.
While you're kind of looking this over, Artemisia, Cecilia, Aiden, was there anything you wanted to do in that moment before you?
I do want to pull everybody away from Bruce the unicorn, just in case this upsets him, and be like, guys, the donkey says that he's Bruce, and the unicorn is something else. I don't know what we do.
Well, ask him to describe his owner, what she looks like, or if he knows her name. A regular donkey might
think
know
about the
name,
donkey
but...
being a liar.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you to insight check the donkey.
Okay, sorry,
Dirty
I'm off
donkey
my
liar.
game. That eel thing is not sitting right, Stung. I don't know how you ate that much of it. Go back and ask the donkey. Can you just, verify that you are the donkey owned by, what was her name again? What's your owner's name?
It's not like I got an ownership card or something.
Your
verify?
friend. No, what's her name? I just want to make sure, because we had someone ask us to find their donkey. How do I know it's not a different donkey? And now we're bothering you. And maybe you just want to do what you want to do. Maybe you have a different situation with your owner where you just wander around and she doesn't worry about you, or he. I don't know. What's your owner's name? Is all.
That was a lot of questions.
It's just one question. What's your owner's name?
Oh, the owner's name is Devalia? Yeah.
Okay. And she's got brown hair, right? Suddenly
I don't know.
Can donkeys see color?
Yeah. Lauren thought for a second, and Lauren's gonna go with donkeys can't see color, and so you watch as he stops munching on the grass for a second and goes,
What's a red?
She's got hair. I always thought that was a little weird. Hair is weird.
I'm gonna look at Bruce the unicorn and be like, what's your owner's name?
I have an owner? What? No. Why would I have an owner?
Okie dokie. And just to cover bases, I'm gonna do an insight check and make sure that there's nothing that Aaron is missing that Cecilia would pick up.
Sure. Are you inciting Bruce the donkey or Bruce the unicorn?
Can I do both at once?
Sure.
Just split your eyes.
I would
It's sort of like, it's a 25.
Ooh.
Okay. No lies detected. You get the sense that Bruce the donkey is mildly annoyed at having lunch interrupted, and Bruce the unicorn is mildly upset with the idea of what's going on and everything going on, but Neither of them have lied to you as far as you can tell.
Okay. Excuse me a second. I'm gonna come back and be like, okie doke. So I definitely think the unicorn is something is going on with him, but he's not a secret donkey.
Oh,
Donkey is the
no.
donkey.
Not
Should we just-
Bruce.
Could we just
Unicorn.
dispel magic on the unicorn? Actually, if a unicorn's made of magic and you dispel magic on it, what happens?
While she's doing that, I'm going to send an invisible mage hand floating over to the willow tree.
Okay.
Aiden is going to do a perimeter walk around the grove and just look for tracks that aren't donkey tracks. Look for anything you can see in the trees to either side, and also look on all sides of the willow from the edge of the grove, doing a circuit.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a perception check.
Well, I did one that was an 18. Do you want more than one?
Oh no, that's good. If you already
Okay.
did one, that works.
Okay.
So while this all going on, you walk the perimeter, and you do eventually find some tracks that are not donkey tracks. It's a
Ooh.
little hard to tell. The ground here is grass and moss covered, and it hasn't rained recently, so you're not getting incredibly clear tracks. But you do notice, I need to make sure I get this right. Yeah, you do notice humanoid-ish tracks.
Can I
Something's
do
off
like
about them.
Can I do a survival tracking roll to see if I can figure out more about the track?
Sure.
Or
I'm loving the idea. This is kind of like Remington Steel or something, where Aiden's really like, he's got all the ranger skills here, obviously, and I'm just kind of the front man of the crew. Like,
Yeah.
I present
So-
as the ranger. I'm like,
so-
Aiden, do you find any tracks?
So from where he is, he doesn't want to screw up the tracks. From where he is, can he see the others?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
basically, so this willow in the middle is huge. The trunk of it does obscure a line of sight, but not so much that you couldn't, especially from the edge of the clearing, step around, clockwise, counterclockwise, and get a line of sight on your friends.
Okay, he's gonna move until he can see Owen,
Okay.
and then he's gonna whistle and say, "Owen," and
No, oh, no,
Maybe
send
we'll-
them on. Oh, okay. I'll go on over. Aye, and I go on over, and I'm kind of like, my mage hand is going over, floating to the tree. When it gets there, it's gonna kind of poke, poke, poke at the willow tree. But aye, what is it, Aiden?
look at this
Oh,
tracks. Not the best at this, but it looks like boots or something maybe a little different, but biped.
I actually rolled decently. I rolled this 27 on a survival check.
Nice.
Is that what I needed to roll, like a survival, or was it perception?
No, the perception was to see them. I'll
Okay.
take a survival. I was going to ask for an investigation, but I also like the survival check. No, it's not boots. You see the telltale markings like an inch or two away from where what kind of looks like boots end, the rest of the claw.
Oh.
And whatever this was a bipedal humanoid bird-like creature.
Oh. Can I do some sort of like nature check or something to determine if or like, would I know what can I roll to determine how much I would be able to recognize the source of this track?
I'll take a nature check, but
Okay, I'm probably not going to do that on that anyway.
it's gonna be hard to
8.
determine a lot.
No, I got an 8. I know everything about it.
I mean, you know bird humanoids. You're familiar with Aarakocra.
Sure.
You're familiar with large birds of prey, or you're familiar with like storks or ostriches or birds like that.
Sure.
But it's a little hard to tell exactly what this is, but it is weird. While you're looking at that, Stong, what are you doing? Are you still on top of the unicorn?
Yeah, but now Stong is having like an internal crisis because he liked Bruce the unicorn, but now Cecilia, Stong's best friend, said that there's reason to suspect Bruce the unicorn is not who he says he is.
Oh no.
So now he's
Drama.
questioning everything. So Stong's going to cast True Seeing. He didn't want to do that before because he just trusted Bruce the unicorn. And True Seeing gives himself true sight. He could see like the natural shape of any shapeshifters. Notices secret doors hidden by magic, and he can see into the ethereal plane. 120
How
feet.
120 feet. Thank you. That is excellent. I love that. Bruce the Unicorn is Bruce the Unicorn. You get a little bit of that blinding, kind of the same way that you were when the detect magic for Cecilia. Like, oof, that's a celestial that I'm looking at. Bruce the Donkey seems to be Bruce the Donkey. Grove seems to be the Grove. Willow Tree is a willow tree. It's not that there's a hidden compartment. There's something else there. It's close enough that you're seeing like a little wavy lines, almost like there's heat coming off of the tree. Nothing that seems wrong, but like there's something else going on there that your true sight is picking up that something is wrong, but is not actually seeing what's going on. But what really catches your attention is the medium-sized humanoid bird person that is standing next to the tree.
Oh my god!
Hulking, vulture-like creature in tattered robes holding on to a staff, the vulture head coming up into this wicked beak and beady yellow eyes. It's not touching the tree, but it is next to it. And for a moment, as you see this creature apparate into your true sight, it's actually looking at your friends across the way, Owen and Aiden, as they are examining some tracks. And it's doing one of these, and it's kind of watching, and then it slowly turns around on these bipedal haunches of the big claws kind of digging into the ground a little bit. And as it turns and it looks at all of you, and then it locks eyes with you, and then it moves off, and then it locks eyes with you again.
Oh crap! Is there something I can roll to pretend like I'm just like, I'm cool, bro? No.
Since it had its back turned when you cast True Seeing, I will let you roll a deception check.
I just want you to know that I am
Oh, bad.
100% picturing a Skeksis next to this.
Think Skeksis, but way shorter. There's only a medium creature, and it's got a hunch to it. But your picturing is very close.
All right.
17.
Let's see if it falls for
It
that.
feels like one of your best deception checks ever.
That's a
I
pretty
know.
good deception check.
Just a +1.
It kind of squints at you for a second, and then it goes back to looking at the unicorn, and then it goes back to, it's kind of trying to keep you all in its gaze at the same time, but it doesn't continue to look at you. You think you might have fooled it.
If
We noticed Stong trying to fake not looking at something.
Does anyone have a passive insight over 18?
No.
Ooh,
I have a 16.
that's
I have
the
a
first
17.
time we have ever been asked that as a
No,
group
that's true.
in like over 2 years of playing. All right.
Better than my passive perception, so
Right?
Yeah.
not enough, but
No, none of you notice this. His deception is strong enough that it doesn't set any of you off. And you know what? Why not? I'll roll for the unicorn. I'm not even gonna roll for the donkey because it's not even worth it.
Donkey doesn't want to know.
Donkey.
Owen, when he's
Oh. Bruce the donkey, or no, I'm sorry, Bruce the unicorn. The unicorn, specifically because you are sitting on the unicorn, looks back at you. Did you mean to give me a kick? I wasn't expecting you to give me a kick. That's weird. That's a weird thing. What's going on?
Stong is going to he's gonna pat him on the mane, and he's gonna be saying, "Oh, that was just an accident. Oh, look, you have like this weird spot on your head." And then as he's pointing at him, he's gonna cast the message cantrip. And then, well, I guess Bruce is close enough where if Stong whispers, he would just hear it anyways. So I don't know why I'm messaging.
Extra security? I don't know. It's up to you.
Yeah, he'll just do it. And then he says, don't make any sudden moves. There's a scary bird person near the willow tree. And I think he might have done something to you.
What? Bruce the Unicorn freezes, and like any uncharismatic creature, immediately eyes are darting everywhere. Wait, what's going on? What? Who's looking at me? What bird creature? What?
So Cecilia and Artemisia are standing right there.
But
Artemisia was about to be like, "Oh, dispel magic time. This is just normal." And then what is happening?
I should have just
I'll say
messaged
the two of you-
Artemisia.
The two of you can hear. This is all sotto voce. This is all soft enough that you don't think that anybody close to the tree could hear you. But yeah, you all definitely hear this interaction happening. Or at least I should say Cecilia and Artemisia hear this interaction happening.
If I casually like sweep a glance past with the Eldritch Sight on, do I see anything magical?
How far is the Eldritch Sight?
Good question. 30 feet.
Then no, because you are not close to the tree.
Owen, having found those tracks, he's going to he determined that Cecilia is clearly the leader of this little group over there. So because she keeps taking the lead, like talking to the animals and stuff. So he sends her a message to say, "Found some tracks, gonna follow them. Be back in a minute."
Is that a sending or is that a message?
It's a message.
Okay, can I answer a message?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, wait, hold on just a second. There might be reason. You speak Elvish, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or she thinks you do anyway, so she's gonna say in Elvish just in case the bird person overhears, and she's hoping the bird person doesn't speak Elvish. But she's gonna say, hang on, because there might be something over here by this tree. Are you looking at bird person tracks? However that translates. Cecilia's Elvish is a little, I think she's been practicing of late, but it's a little rusty. So it might be like person bird foot thing.
And Owen will turn and look and meet her eyes and be like, passing Owen look like, "Are you asking me about bird tracks? Because that's what's next to the tree," sort of thing. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right.
Owen, come look at this donkey. Oh, Aiden, you should look at this donkey too. There's something really strange about it. I've never seen a donkey like this.
Insight
Say,
check. What the
be
hell
cool,
is
Bruce.
Be cool, Bruce.
Be cool, be cool, be cool.
What the hell is she talking about?
Insight
All right.
check. I'll whisper to Aiden. I'll whisper to Aiden.
18.
I get it. That's like, that was code. I know codes. We use code in the army.
I feel like
That's right. The army.
Does Aiden ever specify what army he served with, or is it just like
All
a
of-
secret?
Can all of the interview questions that we didn't get a chance to ask me, can they all just be about Aiden's backstory and like what's going on? And, like what war, what was all, I just kind of want to know.
Yes.
Yeah.
I just kind of want to interview him now. Artemisia, you've been holding on to this Dispel Magic for a while. Are you still holding it? Do you want to do something during all of this?
I mean, I think that like she's got it, and she's gonna do it on the. She's gonna do it not. She's just gonna do it at the regular level. She's not gonna bump it up at any, because she figures unicorn is powerful enough that like her doing it at the lowest level she can is not gonna hurt it, and maybe it will help with something else. So she's just gonna do a third level Dispel Magic on it.
I need you to roll. It's your a d20 plus your spellcasting modifier.
14.
Give me an Arcana check.
Better, 19.
Okay. You reach out and place a hand on the neck of this unicorn and cast Dispel Magic, and then feel the resistance there. And you try to push past it, but it's not that your magic isn't strong enough. It's you immediately feel this isn't quite the right thing. And you get just enough off of it to know, oh, all right, you're on the right track. There's something wrong. There's something I need to fix. This isn't how I fix it, though, and that's why it failed. And the unicorn kind of glances out of the corner of her eye and says, okay, I'm gonna fart rainbows now if someone doesn't tell me what's going on.
Don't worry, I won't do it again. I was just trying something.
Okay.
And
I
now
mean,
we're
it's
gonna do
fine. I feel
something
fine. I feel fine. Like you said.
Bruce, you should take a look at Artemisia's dress and see how pretty it is. And then Stong's going to point at Artemisia, and then he's going to, like, message her. He's going to be like, there's a bird person next to the tree that's really evil looking. He's doing something, and he's invisible.
Artemisia is gonna like she has trained instincts enough that she's not gonna like immediately look at the tree, but there is that sort of like sense of like she's not looking at the tree.
Mm-hmm.
So and she could answer back to him.
Yeah.
She's gonna say, so are you because I don't think dispel magic would help if I did it at the tree.
I can
Be invisible
point,
anymore.
I can
That's
point where
true.
he is. Exactly. But then you would have one chance to dispel him before he knows the jig is up.
I mean, well, I'm not going to dispel a creature necessarily, but I could get rid of the invisibility. So, okay.
A lot
So-
easier to hit things when they're not invisible, so I'm pro this.
And I'm going to
Ooh.
say, while this is happening, Aiden and Owen, you can have arrived by now. Did you want to arrive where the rest of the party is, or were you doing something else?
Yeah.
I was going to actually, so when I tell you, Aiden, that what Cecilia told me, that, oh, Raiders. Hello, Raiders.
Hello.
Oh, hi, readers.
So,
Hey.
we're in a grove with a farty unicorn facing an invisible bird creature right now. So,
There, you're all caught up. It's great.
you're all caught up.
That's all you need to know.
Aiden, when I relate to you, I say, should we join them, or do you think we should split and each like pretend like we're patrolling the perimeter and go and try to flank the thing?
Don't like
What-
clumping in a group.
What is your experience in the army tell you we should do?
It's not a good idea to clump in a group.
Uh,
So let's stay outside their zone.
all right.
Keep an eye on where is this thing? Where is
Apparently over. I don't think she told me. Or did she?
Said
Oh,
by
she
the
said.
tree.
Oh, right. She said by the tree. There was.
I'm mostly useful if I'm in front of somebody. So I'm gonna be your shoulder man here. You got it?
All right.
So I protect you. You shoot. You do what you want, but you don't leave my zone of protection, which is about as far as I can reach.
All right.
Got it? You can tell me where you want to go. I'm just gonna stick with you.
Let's
you're-
let's head left and pretend like we're
All right.
we're just checking the perimeter. Well, I'll poke at leaves and stuff, and
All right.
yes,
I'll be keeping an eye. We'll be keeping an eye on that
just
spot.
casually moving around the left side.
Super cash.
Super
Yeah.
cash.
So for the purposes of all of our mental image, if you're picturing the face of a clock and the center of the clock is the willow tree, and everybody else is kind of at the 6 o'clock position, where would Aiden and Owen like to be about the time that a certain dispel magic goes off?
About 3
Oh.
For no
o'clock.
reason whatsoever.
Yeah, like 3 o'clock, like 90
Okay.
degrees
Sure.
blinking.
Artemisia, you wanted to do another dispel magic?
Yes, and she's gonna do it higher level this time. Do it 4th level instead of 5th level.
Okay. And I believe spell magic is like what, 60, 90, 120 feet. It's you can reach
120.
Okay. At 4th level, then yes, the invisibility goes away. And you all watch as, well, what does your dispel magic look like when it's cast from that distance? Like what actually happens when the invisibility drops?
Oh, interesting. So I'm gonna, Artemisia's spells, even the non-lightning ones, look sort of vaguely lightning-based, kind of with a white-blue tinge. So I'm gonna say that it's like when a force field goes down. So there was something there, but then the lightning kind of like crackles it away, like it's kind of consuming some kind of like force that was there, and then it's revealed underneath.
And you all now see this medium-sized vulture-like creature on 2 legs wearing ratty robes in kind of this dark purple, holding on to a staff with a skull on the top, and the vulture head with the sharp black beak and beady yellow eyes. It actually hisses at all of you. You're and darts to put the willow between it and Aiden and Owen. And as it does, so basically it moves to 9 o'clock, and as it does, it says, "Ah, smart you are. Fine. Will you talk? There's no need to fight here. There's plenty for everyone."
Plenty of what?
And
What
the-
is it that you want?
6 o'clock.
What?
Rotating to 6 o'clock.
That's where everybody else is, just so you know.
Oh, I'm sorry, noon.
Yep.
Noon.
Okay, just gonna take you a second to get there. As you do that, the creature holds up a clawed hand a couple inches away from the tree. It hides what I want. If you help me get what's inside, I fix your unicorn friend.
Did you do
I
this?
go.
Did you break him?
Maybe.
Why should we help? Let's just kill this thing and get what's inside the tree if we want it.
I mean, for
I think
starters,
it's so
you know,
easy.
what's inside the tree? You're offering to share, but you know, I don't know what you think is valuable.
There's one thing I want inside the tree, but Willows and Unicorns Grove hide many secrets. And it reaches out and tries to touch the tree, and almost like sparks fly off, keeping it from touching the tree. But I needed more time. And now you are here.
Yeah,
I was going to just let you all go. No need to fight. Just let me do my work. But if you help.
Once again, you need to state the stakes and the terms more clearly.
Help me get magic from inside tree. I fix unicorn and go.
What did you do to him anyway? That's some nice handiwork there.
Is it not? Yes.
Yeah.
It is. I tell
Pretty
you.
polished.
I tell you later when fixed. And the creature is now kind of eyeing where Owen and Aiden are moving to and says, "Do you agree, or shall I make you regret coming here?"
See, here's the thing. There's 5 of us. 6 if you count Bruce here, who can do some pretty fun stuff with rainbows.
7 if you count the other Bruce.
The donkey side eyes you and farts, and there ain't no rainbows.
And the eight
Gotta
if you
watch
count
out
color.
if he gets angry. And you aren't telling us what is inside this tree. Because, you know, asking random people to help you knock down the willow at the center of a unicorn grove, dicey. Are you the
do
one
not-
that sent all those moths?
You do not need to kill or knock down tree. Just help me touch. Just touch tree. Reach inside tree.
I feel like this bird creature is very evil,
Why would you think?
but So I feel like we're gonna come down on no, we're not going to help. But I'm gonna be like, hold on a second, and turn back to my party because I don't make decisions for everybody else, usually.
I feel like Owen would probably just throw Hunter's Mark on the bastard just in case.
Okay.
Just in case they decide to disappear again, then I'd be able to.
I tell you what, Owen. How far away from the creature, from the tree?
Have you stayed on the edge of the grove?
No, about in the middle of the, between the edge and the edge of the tree line, the fringe of the willow.
You tell me, how close would you have wanted to get to the tree?
I'd want to be
To
at
this
least.
creature.
I'd want to be no more than 60 feet from the creature.
You can easily do that.
Okay.
As you are moving around, you can be as close as you want to be to it.
How close are the others to it?
How close would all the rest of you like to be? You were within, you were further than 30 feet, which is why Cecilia couldn't see the creature. And you were outside of that, you can be.
I mean, Artemisia by nature, is staying back at the tree line, but if she's got to talk to the rest, then...
I feel like as Cecilia's talked, she's moved forward.
Okay.
Yeah.
Probably still like a 30 foot, because I don't have to get close yet.
And
Okay.
I definitely feel as a ranger, like Owen would be like, this is a unicorn grove that's like very sacred, and this creature is clearly wants to do something to a tree, and I don't think Owen would be down with that at all.
Right.
So I'm thinking he'd throw a hunter's mark on. I'm just saying. That's what I'm gonna
Just a
do.
casual hunter's mark.
Just gonna throw a hunter's mark on it.
Wait, I want to
as
get.
you-
Sorry.
Sorry, go ahead.
I think I want to get to 30 feet. If the thing will let me get to 30 feet, I'm going to get to 30 feet and look like I'm just going to chill there. But as soon as everybody starts twitching,
I think the twitching has started. I think you can get to 30 feet. I think you can all be at the distance you want, but I think as soon as the hunter's mark goes off, then its held action is going to go off and we're going to roll some initiative. So,
So I think I'd say
That
something
is
like,
fair.
I'd be like, we do not negotiate with the enemies of nature, and hunters.
Oh, he's one of the. She's gonna look back and be like, he's one of those.
He's a paladin.
tree
A
hugger.
nature paladin.
God.
you do get the hunter's mark off, but what also happens is, as I said, the creature is going to cast her own spell at those, at Cecilia, Stong, Artemisia. I need the three of you. Where is it? To make dexterity saving throws.
I hate those. Okay.
Come on.
It's a
No, it's a
DC.
16.
21.
16 is a failure.
Whoa.
Success.
10! So
10 is a failure.
Owen owes you all a round of drinks when we get if we get out of this.
As this all pops off and the creature says something in a guttural language that maybe some of you understand, inky black tentacles rise out of the ground, rise
Of course.
in the air, and then grasping and clawing at all of you. This whole area is considered difficult terrain. And you are all, or those of you who failed are considered restrained as these tentacles wrap around you. And if you succeeded, you are not restrained. And there's some damage. If you succeeded on the roll, you're going to take half of this. Those of you who failed are going to take 16 bludgeoning damage.
I would like to trigger Misty Escape.
Okay.
So I teleport 60 feet to
Is that
an
a reaction?
unoccupied space. It is, yeah, when I take damage.
Okay.
Dang.
Then you do. You get out of the black tentacles.
I'm gonna bop behind, so kind of behind the bird creature where I think Aiden is between me and it.
Okay. You want to be next to it?
Oh, you right up next to it? Maybe
You've
I
got
do.
60 feet of movement.
Maybe I do. Maybe I do want to come up behind it because I do have my axe ready. And
Okay.
that's fun when I have my axe ready.
Well, as you as the hunter's mark goes off, as the black tentacles go off, let's all roll some initiative. See what happens.
Right. I got a 9, so
I got a 9. Stong?
I think I rolled a 24. Yep.
Oof. Artemisia?
22. Much good it does me while restrained, but okay.
Owen?
11. And then I'll roll for my owl as well.
Oh yes.
Uh,
8.
13 for whose line is it?
Okay. And Aiden?
Aiden has advantage on initiative, so I clicked it twice, right? It doesn't do that automatically for him.
If you right click, it doesn't do it automatically. If you right click on something, it will give you a little pop up and you can say advantage.
Okay, so I just rolled twice to get advantage this time. So the second one was 20.
Awesome.
I'm delighted you worked in the tentacles after.
I don't know about
Promised.
delighted.
Well,
I
okay.
promised B-Dave infinite tentacles, and I have delivered.
because this came up in Champions of Lore, and so now we have.
If it's not
There
not
you go.
magical cheddar inside that willow, I will be disappointed. I'm just kidding.
Oh,
Oh, wait, I gotta change something in my adventure real quick.
Oh, shoot.
Well, Stong, you get to go first. You are surrounded by black tentacles that are trying to hamper your movement, but I believe you succeeded on the saving throw. So it is still difficult terrain, but you are not grappled by them.
Is Bruce grappled?
Oh, I didn't roll for Bruce. Hold on a second. The unicorn, let's see. The unicorn is not. The donkey is.
Aww.
Cecilia, you hear the donkey like, what? Hey, ow, 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 ow. But the
Okay.
unicorn is not grappled.
How close is the donkey to me, and how close is it to the edge of the tentacles?
Donkey's probably. Let me double check actually the range of the tentacles because it's a big range. And the donkey would have been on the edge because the creature was trying to get all you. It's a 20-foot square, so you're basically on one side of this cube, and the donkey's on the other.
Okay, and so if it's difficult terrain, I believe that means I can only move 15 feet, so half my movement speed, right?
True, but you are currently on top of a unicorn. And if you
Okay.
would like to have the unicorn move for you, Bruce will move, and Bruce has a speed of 50 feet.
Oh, wow, excellent. I tell Bruce, we need to
Yeah.
save Bruce. And then
Okay.
I point at Bruce.
Okay.
And I want
Bruce, Bruce will, on your command, as it is a willing mount, walk on over to Bruce. Because it has enough movement to get there.
Now, in terms of like the mechanics of this effect and then like the restrained, I'm not sure. Like, is it possible for Stong to try to like lift or push to help?
I'll say you can give the donkey advantage on its save to get out of the grapple because. So for those of you who are currently restrained by it, you can use your action to make a strength or dexterity check against the spell save DC. On a success, you free itself. So if you want to essentially do the help action, you would help Bruce escape the tentacles.
What if I used my charger feet? So like Stong's got the charger feet. So
Okay.
like, what if as part of that movement of Bruce moving up to her, like Stong could like leap off or something and then like hit Donkey Bruce and then do the 10-foot movement instead of the 10-foot pushback instead of the damage.
Hmm.
I like this too much to Yeah. Okay. All right.
I just want to save the donkey.
Give me an athletics check with advantage
Sweet.
because the unicorn is helping you.
Oh my god.
Bruce. That's a 30.
Describe how all three of you get out of these black tentacles. Because with a 30, I want to know exactly what kind of epic Arnold Schwarzenegger maneuver you do, like pick up both of these creatures and get you all out.
Just throws them.
That's kind of what I'm picturing, but what do you picture?
Yeah, I kind of picture, so Stong is riding on the back of Unicorn Bruce. Unicorn Bruce is like charging towards regular Bruce. And as he's approaching, Stong is going to like get up on Unicorn Bruce's back, like, you know, using his legs. And then with
Bareback
one
rider.
hand, yeah. And then with one hand on Unicorn Bruce's horn, he is going to launch himself off and pull Unicorn Bruce while also like grabbing for like Donkey Bruce, and hopefully the momentum will just carry them all past the tentacles.
And it does. And it's not the most graceful ending, but you're gonna land on your feet because that's amazing. The donkey will not land on its feet, but is okay. The unicorn got a natural 20.
Wow.
It's a unicorn.
It's a unicorn. So yeah, the unicorn, like a cat, lands on all four hooves.
I'd like to think that I still have, like, you know, an arm on each of them at the end of this, and Stong's gonna say, there, Bruce. There, Bruce.
Thanks. Anything else? Or is that epic enough for you?
That's good enough. Yes.
Artemisia, you are currently restrained by black tentacles.
So I read restrained. It sounds like she could still probably cast a spell, right?
I believe so. It's just
You're at
your speed
disadvantage
becomes
for an
0. Attack rolls against a creature of advantage. Creatures' attack rolls have disadvantage, and you have disadvantage on dexterity saving throws. So yeah, so if you were to, you can definitely cast a spell. If you are making an attack roll, it would be at disadvantage. But if it's a spell that does something else,
So she does not like these tentacles, and there's a very convenient target over there. It's not a swarm or nothing, so she is ripping out with chain lightning.
okay. Is that an attack or a saving throw?
That's a saving throw.
Okay.
So dexterity, DC 17.
Dexterity. Whoops. Not very dexterous, and that is a failure.
So that
Nice.
is, let's see, minimal math, but a little bit of math that I have to do. 62 damage.
Good lord.
Holy.
10d8. So
Does it smell like roast chicken in here?
It's roast vulture, and it's sicky sweet. It's bad. Yeah, this creature is hurt real bad by that. You are gonna, since you did not take your action to try to get out, you are gonna take some bludgeoning damage for staying in the black tentacles.
well, it was worth it to cook the things. So
You only take 8 bludgeoning damage, but
Okay.
yeah, I think it was worth it as you watch as this creature goes from snarling confidence to suddenly hunched and smoking. Anything else?
No.
Okay, Aiden.
Aiden is now Cecilia's right next to the thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Aiden is going to bowl right in there, right next to her, and blast into this thing with his shield. He's going to employ the shove action if he hits to
Okay.
knock it on its can. So let's try to hit first. So 25.
25 does hit.
So there's a little damage, 6 damage, but it needs to make a strength save against, I guess now for not sure.
I'm just gonna make things easy and stop you right there.
Okay.
I got an 11.
Okay, it's now prone.
Okay.
And I have 2 more attacks. These ones are at advantage.
Knock it
Bam!
on its butt.
Bam! And let's see. So 18 and 23.
Both hit.
And let's see. So there'll be 8 damage and 7 damage. Plus, just because I can, there's all these little things, which I've been setting up on my phone for easy.
And while he's doing that, Owen's like, because didn't he just say, like, stay close to me, like, I'll
Yeah, I
protect
sure
you,
did.
I'll
I
protect
sure
you.
did.
And then all of a sudden, Owen's just standing there with no shield. And it's like, okay.
Yeah.
He said, "Stay close to me." You. It's your job, clearly.
Right. I was supposed to turn. You just caught me off guard, charging him.
Okay. The
I
other
don't
thing
have initiative. I said.
he's going to goad it. So on a hit, I can spend a whatchamacallit die, superiority die, and add 1 die 8 to the damage. Where's that little icon that I can click to get any? Oh, there it is. So die. Whoa, funky. There it is. I think that's one. Yeah. Do I just click on it? What do I do? No, go away. Shite. Never mind. Okay. Let's just say I roll a 4.
Okay.
And so it adds 4 more damage, and it has a wisdom save, or it will make all attacks against anyone but me at disadvantage.
Ooh, nice.
Because so he's gonna say, take that and that, and you're on your ass, and you should have gone when you had a chance, big guy, and just make it so nasty that the thing, if it fails its wisdom save, is going to focus only on him and have disadvantage attacking anyone else.
What is the save? The DC?
I don't know. They just say.
It doesn't say
I
under
think it's
there.
like 8 plus your proficiency bonus plus your like strength or something. If you're a
Yeah,
fighter.
wait. Yeah. So it doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't say. I mean, maybe it says somewhere, but I couldn't find where it says. It just says has to make a save. Oh, DC 17. There it is. Wow, that's freaking good.
It rolled an 18.
Ooh.
Seems to be pretty wise, but you are standing over it and you've knocked it on its butt.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything else?
Nope.
Okay. It is its turn. It is looking really hurt. It is looking upset. It is actually looking a little scared.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I do need to roll to see if the black tentacles stay up, because that is concentration.
Vultures down in Cholt feed their babies with their own vomit.
I'm not a vulture. The black tentacles do stay up, and something else happens.
Oh no.
I need. So we've got Cecilia and Aiden right next to it. Owen, how close are you to this creature?
I think, didn't Aiden say he had moved us like 60 feet from it?
Okay.
Mhm.
Then I need all 3 of you to make Constitution saving throws.
Is this a spell that it's
This
casting?
is a spell.
Can I counter spell a spell?
Would you like to try? Sure.
Yes, I feel like that's a smart thing that she would try and do.
Okay.
Even though part of me is like, no, counterspell is such a buzzkill. But like, she watched this thing get the better of them with the tentacles. So it is. Oh, why are you not telling me that there? 10 plus
Well, what level are you
5, that's
casting the
15.
counter spell?
5, so 15.
Okay. Then I do need you to roll.
Okie doke. Oh, wait, sorry. Hang on 1 second. Okay.
I hope you roll well.
Very
Go,
much.
Cecilia. Go, Cecilia.
Okay. And I use my spellcast ability, so then that's the modifier. So it is a 23.
Nice.
Oh wait. Well, yeah, my modifier. Not my attack, my modifier, right?
Yeah, your modifier.
Okay, so 23.
You watch as this creature, even on the ground, snarling at the two shielded creature above it, starts to cast Circle of Death. And you're like, how do you counterspell that? What happens?
Cecilia just cackles.
I kind of like that. Your counterspell is just you laughing.
No! Yes, it's nervous laughter. That's what it is. Yeah, I can't remember if this is supposed to be one that she learned before this, but yeah, so we've got the quick mystic passes, the hands freeze. We'll go with that. Yeah, icy fingers. So
All right.
they hope, what do they have hands, or is it like dexterous wing tips?
They do have separate. They're kind of like Aarakocra. They're arms with claws, and you can't tell if this creature has wings. You see the hunched back, but they are wearing this decrepit robe, and you don't necessarily see what's under it, if it's wings or if it's just the hunch of a vulture creature. But you do stop it.
Was there a creature like that in Neverending Story? No, not Neverending Story.
No, it's Dark Crystal.
Dark Crystal?
Yes,
It's the
that.
Skeksis!
Welcome to the show, Steven.
Okay, I didn't know that's what they were called.
You
Like I
have
said,
like
you're
the
not
best
wrong.
O moment, Steven. You
It's
have the
when-
best like light bulb.
I
moments.
never heard of a spell called Circle of Death. Holy crap.
I know. Dude, I love
Nasty.
it.
It's a little nasty.
That sounds nasty. Why don't we have one of those?
Maybe
Well,
after this.
yeah,
I am
Caleb.
the Circle of Death.
maybe. Yeah.
Caleb comes back.
so-
She's like, guys, guess what I learned?
Hey, I learned from this bird creature. It's now looking really panicked. Yeah, I guess that's all it's gonna do. Aiden, I think we're on you. I lost my initiative tracker for a second, but I'm pretty sure you're next.
Okay.
Or no, not Aiden. I'm sorry, Owen.
Owen.
Who's next? Yeah, we gotta do Owen and we gotta do Cecilia.
All right. Well, it's prone on the ground. It's obviously looking rather desperate. I feel like
Sorry for it? Do you feel sorry for it?
no, but like I guess we don't need to know what it wanted with the thing. So he saw Artemisia's lightning really hurt it. So he's going to throw a chromatic orb of lightning at it. So and that is rolls. Oh, I thought it would roll for me. Oh, there it is. Great. Out of 5d8, 24 points of lightning damage. So,
Is there a save to that, or do you make an attack?
oh, good question.
That's what I'm here for.
It's an
Thank you.
attack.
Is it an attack?
Okay, that's
Okay.
an attack. All right. So that's just spells. Attack is +8. All right. Doot. This +8. So 11. So 19.
19
hit.
just hits.
All right. So I think, what did I roll? 24. I think it was.
24, yeah. And
24. So
what did you have this chromatic orb be? Lightning, you said?
aye. Yep.
Describe in gory detail the death of this creature.
Oh, all right. So Aiden, what? So you're on. You describe your position on it. What are you're doing? You've got it pinned down with your shields, or?
Oh, kind of. No, I'm just standing over it with the one shield in front of me and one sort of cocked. Both
okay.
shields are in front of me, but one's cocked, ready to slam down on it.
All right. Well, the chromatic orb shoots from my hand. This sphere and it's crackling, and flies into it and hits it, and it starts to convulse and smoke starts to rise. Its eyes kind of go poof, and then its feathers kind of all start to crackle and burn off and drift into the air, and then you get a bit of splatter on your shields, Aiden, and then what's left is just like sort of burned, blackened husk.
And the husk sits smoking for a moment before it starts to dissolve and starts to melt into this black ichor that then dissipates into nothing. And all that's left is a little bit of a scorch mark on the ground. And the black tentacles go away, and everything seems to be calm for the moment.
And
was
Bruce the
pretty
unicorn?
impressed at the like lightning chromatic orb.
Oh,
And
lightning buddies.
Stong,
Maybe they can
you
stay.
Stong, you watch as Bruce the unicorn blinks and shudders and
You okay?
oh, this is all my fault.
Oh, Bruce.
Oh, Bruce.
Are
Is that
you
your
Bruce?
name?
I am, but I shouldn't have let that creature surprise me like that. My name is Bruce, and this is my grove. Sorry, the hold that thing had on me is now broken, thanks to your assistance. I really appreciate that. If it had gotten what was inside the tree, I shudder to think what a Nagpa could do.
A what?
Oh.
A Nagpa. Have you not heard of those awful creatures?
I don't think so.
They're dastardly cursed wizards from the Shadowfell, and it would be bad. It would be very
it's just-
bad.
The shadow fell.
Discreetly taking notes. Okay.
They're
No,
also
thank
in-
you.
Okay.
They're also incredibly unthoughtful because they don't leave us any loot. I'm just kidding. Stong would never say that.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, Bruce the Unicorn looks at you and says, I do not have much to offer besides my blessing, but I will say the donkey really should go home.
Does seem that way.
Okay.
I have to ask because I'm gonna die of curiosity. What is in the tree that it wanted?
There's a few things, but the thing that it was probably after would be a wand that I keep safe in there. Very powerful wand that can cast a spell that a creature like that would be very interested in.
So Celia's gonna turn to Stong and Artemisia and be like, "We never tell Sturge this was here."
I would appreciate if you kept that to yourself. I trust you at this point. You've literally saved my life in this grove, and so I feel like I could trust you with that information. But yes, I'm pretty sure it was after a wand that could cast true polymorph and fix its affliction.
Oh,
I
Oh.
kind of gross.
I was wondering what it wanted it for. Well,
Well-
maybe next time we'll ask more questions.
To be fair, we tried to talk to it, and then also Owen zapped it with a hunter's mark. But we did try to talk to it, so
Creatures
It
like
was-
that only want destruction and devastation can only be trusted so far. So I think you probably made the right decision. I think you should also definitely get Bruce back to their owner.
that sounds like a good idea. Gonna say, "Come on, Bruce," and donkey.
And Bruce goes,
Injuries.
all right, fine. I guess I have my fill, and it'll follow you.
Mulligan, stop chewing on the
Gonna-
bird thing.
Can I also ask the unicorn? Can Bruce come? Is Bruce allowed to come visit?
He loves
Or
the grass
not.
here.
As long as he does not poop in the corner like he did.
I will pass that along.
No deal.
I would appreciate that. And do you take Bruce back to their owner?
Yes.
Artemisia wanted to ask about the blessing, what the blessing was. That
Oh, that's right.
Unicorn
Unicorn did
blessing.
offer a blessing. Was that just a nice set of words it says, or?
No, actually, if you do ask about a blessing,
I mean, we did save its life, so.
Yeah. It will once again say that it gives you a knowing glance and says you should really go to talk to the person who owns the donkey, but then will touch each of you on the shoulder with its horn. Those of you who have been injured, all of your wounds heal up. And it could do a lot of healing. It gives you a bonus to your AC. All of you get +2 to your AC until the end of the day. But out of play, hey, we're almost at the end of the adventure. But it does say,
if we want to go have a non-canonical brawl,
yeah, we're ready. And it does say you are always welcome back in my grove, and I am here for you if you need me.
Artemisia's gonna
Good to
bow
know.
very formally.
And it will bow back, and all of the awkwardness of this unicorn is gone. It is now kind of a self-assured, grandiose, celestial named Bruce. And you bring the donkey back to back to Boken. Okay. It does not take long to find the house that has Devalia in it. This is a tiny little town, and you ask one or two people and they just point right to the house. The donkey follows you obediently, and in fact, when you get to the door and knock on the door, the donkey just obediently then walks around the side of the house and heads towards the open pen on the side of the house. And so when the door opens and you see the familiar older human with the long red hair streaked with gray, and she smiles and she seems unsurprised. She looks at you with this grin and says, I was so happy to see that you were coming back with Bruce and that he's unharmed. I hope it wasn't too much trouble.
The insight check.
Yeah, give me an insight check. Out of curiosity, what are you inciting?
Does she know about
We're
what
paranoid,
happened?
okay?
I don't know. Part of me is like, was this a setup?
She has
You got a
Skeksis
21.
Also.
You got a 21?
Is she a Skeksis also?
Or summoned it. Yeah.
With a 21, she knows more than she's letting on, but you don't sense any untowardness. You don't sense that, like, this wasn't a setup as much as she just seems to know what's happened. She's completely unsurprised by seeing all of you, by seeing Bruce, like that you brought this donkey back. And she grins at all of you and reaches into her pocket and said, you probably deserve a reward for going out of your way. I mean, all I asked was that you send Bruce back, but to actually bring him back safely like this. And she pulls out a leather pouch that on it has this embroidered scene on it that's gorgeous of these heroes standing as they are being assaulted by all of these creatures, and holds the pouch out to whoever wants to take it.
I mean, Artemisia goes for it first unless somebody else.
We all just like leap for it and then just like start fighting amongst ourselves.
PvP.
We'll let Artemisia go for it.
Yeah, Artemisia, you take the pouch. It's very light, it's small, and you pull open the drawstring, and on the inside, you find a single donkey tooth. Except it's rainbow colored. It's got like striations on it in red, orange, yellow, green, and blue. It's gorgeous. And holding it, you can feel the magic in it thrum. And the woman looks at you and says, the Raven Queen always likes to bless those that help.
Oh.
And with that, we'll stop the adventure. And thank
Nice.
you
Right.
Nice, yeah.
for playing this ridiculous little adventure of mine. If you're curious, and if your DM will let you keep it, what you currently have is one of the teeth of Delver Nair. You specifically now have the donkey's dream.
Interesting.
And I can send you the information if you want.
Please do, so we know what we're arguing with Eric about.
But yeah,
Holding back
that
on
is
that
the end
side.
of this funness. Thank you so much for playing.
Thank
with
you.
me
That
and
was
going on this
wonderful.
adventure.
Thank you.
So more time for everybody watching. Where can they find you? What are you working on? What should they know?
What should you know? So I'm Lauren Irvin. I'm the community manager for Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms. You can find me wherever Idle Champions is found, which is on every platform, coming soon to smart fridges. I don't know, actually. You can find me on
probably
Twitter.
run Android. It probably works.
Yeah, I guess if you've got Android running on a smart fridge, then absolutely you could play Idle Champions on your fridge. I say that as a joke, and now I realize it's true. I got to talk to Eric now and be like, I think I promised something. You can find me on Twitter as Oboe Lauren. You can find me in a bunch of different places. Twitter is the best way to find all of the things that I am doing, and all the places that I'm playing, and that's kind of the easiest thing to do.
Wonderful. Thank you again. I'm Erin M. Evans. You can follow me on Twitter at Erin M. Evans. You can catch me on Wednesday mornings at 11 on twitch.tv/CNE Games for Champions of Lore, where B. Dave Walters and Trevor Bettis and I talk about the lore behind Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms, which you should check out at idlechampions.com. You can also catch our podcast, Writing About Dragons and Shit, which new episode just dropped today. Check out at About Dragons, which I still can't believe we got on Twitter for new episodes.
I've been Rhiannon Held, and my newest thing out is my space opera series is out in print as a compendium volume. And for all of us, if you're interested in trying out some of our books, since so many of us are authors, you can check out the Amazon widget on our Twitch page or our website, dungeonscholars.com. And it has a list of our various books and such like. Check those out. And thank you tonight to our moderator, Meyer Doug.
Hi, I'm Yang Yang Wang. So the charity that we are featuring this week just happens to be the charity that Codename Entertainment is currently supporting via their Prism the Rainbow Flume Familiar pack. So Lauren, do you want to talk more about that?
Sure. If you, in the next week, because it's already been going on for a week, in the game, you can find Prism, the Rainbow Flump, who you can buy, and all of the net proceeds for those sales will go to the I've just lost
Lambert
it.
House.
The Lambert House. Sorry, I almost said the Trevor Project, which is something else I'm doing, which is also a lovely charity. But
Worthy charity.
Yeah, we featured them last week.
Yeah, worthy charities. Lambert House is specifically a location here in Seattle that is that helps young gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgender, questioning LGBTQIA+ youth who need help, who need assistance, who need job training, who need an ear, anything in the Seattle area. And we are proud to be able to offer an adorable flump that you can have that will fart rainbows. Yes, you can get a flump that farts rainbows in your game, and you can help out this worthwhile charity. It's available on all the platforms, and you can just go purchase it right in the shop.
Awesome, thank you.
Y'all done, Yang Yang?
Yep.
Did you say anything about yourself?
I said I was Yang Yang Wang.
Good start. It's a good start.
Okay, I'm Stephen Merlino. You can also find our past videos on our YouTube channel, linked on our Twitch page below. Be sure to click subscribe to support us and the bell to get notified as we add new content.
And I've been Randy Henderson. Thank you to everyone who gave bits and subscriptions and everything else. You know, we do it for the love, but the money always helps. I wanted to say too, if I just imagine playing Idle Champions on the fridge, and then like every time the gold coins, like it starts spitting out ice, and you're like, damn it. But anyway, so the fun continues over on our Discord. Come hop on over, join us in fun conversations about games, gaming, hobbies, books. We're all writers, obviously. There's some fiction on there as well. So a great time is had by all. And you can check out our website if you're new to the show, or you just want to catch up. Bios on our players, characters, recaps of past episodes, and lots more there. So please check it out. And thank you again so much to Lauren. It was an awesome adventure. Yay!
Thank you for having me. It was awesome to run a game with you.
All right. So until next time, everyone, stay strong.
Tune in next.